Okay. And I think I'm good. I think I'm live. Everything seems to be in a semblance of order. Yes. Someone liked my post on Blue Sky, which means I am popular and worthy of praise. That's how that works, right? Those points of clout are definitely a currency that can be traded in for something. I'm not quite sure what, but golly gee, do I enjoy collecting them. Golly gee. Good morning, everyone. Happy 9:29 a.m. It is ridiculously early, all things considered. But, you know, I said I would go live at 9. It is significantly later than that. But it's still early enough that I feel like no one's going to be really upset. I don't think there was anyone at like 8:59 sitting here staring, waiting for me to go live like it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen any minute now. Oh my gosh. Let's say I hope it didn't. I hope no one did. That would be a little sad. Not because that's like pathetic behavior or anything. Damn bitch, you live like this. No, because it didn't happen, obviously, so I disappointed you, and that is a fate worse than death. Nothing harms my soul. Good morning, Captain Comic Geek. Welcome. Welcome. It is early. It is early in the day. How is your Wednesday? Today is Wednesday, yes? Yes, today is Wednesday. Since acquiring gainful employment that does not have set weekends, my sense of time is completely skewed. I don't know if I'm coming or going. The years start coming, and they don't stop coming. But narrow that down to days and weeks. Like zoom in on that sentiment, but specifically, just got back into the work grind for being away from it for a week. Ugh. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry you had to deal with this. I'm sorry capitalism is a bitch. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and get started, because I don't know if I can vamp for much longer. Also, rest in peace Smash... Okay, rest in peace Smash Mouth. It was the one guy. The one guy passed. Like, definitely, like, still, you know, mourn the loss of a human life, but, like, it was a band, and the rest of the band is still alive. Hold on. Here we go. Now you can see my face as I have these hot takes about a man who passed away. Fucking... Rest in peace, Smash Mouth. It was just, it was the main singer, right? So it was like the voice we're all used to hearing. But like the rest of Smash Mouth is still alive and well. So I don't know. I don't know if saying rest in peace to the whole band is really the play here. Where is... Okay, so the regular chat box is still not visible. We're loading in. If I showed you a picture of the rest of the band without him, would you recognize them? You know what? You're not incorrect. Howdy, farmhands. My name is Gata. We gotta do the opening bits. And welcome back to Haycraft. Hey, wouldn't it be wild if a farmer invited you to play Minecraft? We are here at the Cube, and I have good news for you. I have good news for you, chat. The good news is that I actually did some off-screen mining, and we actually have a decent amount of cobble to work with today, as opposed to having barely enough, and then me scrambling to get more halfway through the stream. I have finally decided to be a responsible streamer and come prepared for the content that I have promised you. I know, I'm scared too. But it's gonna be okay. Just shh, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be all right. We have... Oh. Why am I in jail? I did my job. For once in my goddamn life, I did my job. Or is this a, who are you and what have you done with Gata kind of moment? right? You have a gun and 2 different versions of me, and like, I just don't know which one's real. And one says, well, I'm prepared for stream, and you shoot that one. Is that what we're doing here? Is that what's happening? Oh, you know what? I should probably turn my voice chat stuff on. I don't think anyone is going to show up. I'm the only one on the server right now, but in the event anyone does decide they want to pop in and say hello, I will have the audio available to do so. My beautiful wife has already told me if we ever find ourselves in a evil clone situation, whichever one claims he can remember her birthday is the one she's shooting. And I said, you know what? That's fair. You know what? That is absolutely fair. Not for not for lack of trying. This is more Phoenix Wright treatment for my Smash Mouth argument. I see. I understand. I think. Sort of. Maybe. Okay. Let's go ahead and... Alright. I was kind of hoping I could have sealed that off a little more cleanly than I did. Because I kind of want to do one of these. God here, how can I help? Hi, Tegan. Hi, Tegan. How are you? How are you today? How are you doing? How is your day of the week? Which could be a Wednesday. I'm unsure. It's unclear. The days of the week are a little shaky for me right now. Welcome to my podcast. Welcome to my podcast where I talk about things that are important to me and quite possibly only me while I place down a ridiculous amount of cobblestone. You know what this is about. I'm good. The cats are out of cat food now, so we have errands to run. Oh no. A crime worse than death. You have no kibble? You have... Tegan, you have 1, maybe 2 jobs, right? As a cat mom. And you have shirked on your responsibility. Jail for mother. Jail for mother for 10,000 years. I also very recently realized how low we were getting on kibble. And luckily, we were able to get new bags in just today, actually. They were like maybe 2 meals away from being completely bereft of kib. So it was getting down to the fucking wire. We switched them to a new kibble, but I only got a small bag because I wasn't sure if they would like it. You know what? That's fair. That's honestly fair. You can't invest in a large bag of kibble. Kibble can get fucking expensive. My animals have medicated diets. So, like, if it wasn't for my beautiful wife's discount, hoo boy, they'd be spency. They'd be spency, let me tell you. All right, I'm gonna hop into the bed real quick. When the moon hits, I missed it. I forgot I moved it. Here we go. That's amore. Turns out the new kibble is the shit. So fuck yeah, Concrete. Good for them. I'm happy to hear that they have new kibs and they are delicious. They deserve it. They honestly deserve it. I don't know what they've done to deserve it, but I believe they deserve it. I'm choosing to believe that your cats are good boys. Do not correct me, please. Please. My boys are not good boys. My beautiful wife and I had a delicious meal last night. We knew that we weren't going to do anything for Thanksgiving proper, because we're both going to be working. So I said, you know what, why don't we just make, like, a nice Thanksgiving meal just randomly? Let's just get all the fixins. And when I have my next day off, I will make you a nice pseudo-Thanksgiving dinner. And she goes, yeah, cool, that's great. So we got the carrots, and we got the potatoes, and we got the stuffing, and we got a thing of ham. We got a whole bunch of good stuff, right? Cranberry sauce for me. Delicious cranberry sauce. I'm going to be eating well for the next couple of days. So we made it. We made the meal last night. We put them on the nice Christmas plates that we have, and my beautiful wife had a glass of wine, and I had some cranberry juice, and it was just a nice meal. And we ate it to the cacophony, the beautiful sounds of both of our feline sons screaming bloody murder from their containment in the other room. Because they could smell the ham, they could smell the potatoes, they could smell the gravy, and we were denying them. So we just sat there trying to enjoy ourselves while Meatloaf sounded like someone was actually stabbing him. He was screeching. I've never heard this cat be so vocal. But he's like, I want that fucking ham. You piece of shit, how dare you? How dare you do this to me? I can smell it, you motherfuckers. And we just have to ignore them. Choopy, of course, is unable to reach the food, so he just sat next to us and begged the entire meal, and we ignored him, as you do. But while I was putting the food up, because beautiful wife ate her fill, had her wine, looked at me with her half-lidded eyes and said, "Eepy." And I said, yeah, you got a tummy full of food, you got some wine in your system, you've had a long day at work. Go lie down, I'll clean up and pack your lunch for tomorrow. So she toddles off, half asleep on her feet, and Choopy stays behind. And once his mom is gone, Choopy looks at me and starts growling. And I'm like, I'm sorry? Hello? Choopy, the food is up on a table. You can't even reach it. It's not your food. He would...
Papa, I sense the hedgehog. May I prank him?
Sure. Go for it. I give you my blessing. What's the prank you have in mind, though? So I have plausible deniability. Just out of curiosity. Are you gonna, like, call his house and order a pizza? Are you gonna ding dong ditch? Now I have to think of a prank. Hurricane, clueless. God is a sweet boy. He won't wish ill upon me or my household. I'm safe, floating the idea of danger upon my person, of fictional danger. Me, who has chosen violence.
Vampire hedgehog say what?
There we go. That's hardly a prank. That's hardly a prank. Everyone knows you're a vampire simping hedgehog. I make it a point to not dissect the actions of my fellow creators for psychological reasons. However, Hurricane, I would love to be in the room when you discuss your issues with a therapist. Like, I'm not gonna, like, push or demand that knowledge, but if there's anyone whose therapy session I could sit in on, it would be yours. I just need to know. I need to fully understand, where does this deep-seated, dare I call it, desire stem from? I don't think you should say anything. Don't just like keep it to yourself. Let the mystery stay alive. But goddamn, god fucking damn. The thing is, I follow both your public and private social medias. So I get like the full experience. I get all the stuff that you do put out as content and all the stuff that you don't. So, like, Jesus Christ. To be fair, no, I got nothing. You're just a simp. You're just a simp. LMAO, I keep the simping to VTuber me. Do you? Do you? Hurricane. Bless your cotton socks. 95. Okay. All right. 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 Reminder that I followed you on your private account, your personal account on both Twitter and Blue Sky. Just think about what you've posted there. Right? I'm like, the farmer knows some things. I am aware. There you go. But welcome in, Hurricane. I forgot what I was talking about. Welcome in. I'm working on Cube, and you'll be happy to know that I actually did some off-screen mining. I have 5 double chests worth of cobble. So like we're gonna be doing a sizable amount of stoning. So actually, those words came out of my mouth and I realized, that's not the sentence that I wanted to say. We're gonna do we're gonna be stoned. No, wait. What percentage of the cube is done? It looks like 66%. Well, okay, let me show you something, all right? Actually, we have a good metric of this. If we come to the staircase, this is the halfway point.
Come on in, Trash Baby Aya. Wait, I thought you were still in prison?
So this is the halfway point. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 layers complete? No, 5 layers complete. So what's 32 minus 5? And that's how many layers we have left to do. So you can do the math on that. 27. You know what? That's considering how long. Make sure to stop at 69 and say nice. Well, there's 64 layers, so I need you guys to calculate exactly at what layer will be 69% or thereabouts. Because I'm not doing that math. I'm not fucking doing that math. We are 57.8% done now. Amazing. Fantastic. Honestly, I feel accomplished, especially considering the fact that I've done not much else. If the server explodes once I have placed the final block, I will still feel as though I have accomplished something with my life. Nothing I want to tell people about. I can't put it on a resume. 20 layers to go is 69%. Okay. So 7 layers up. Okay, you know what? Actually. Okay, so this is 1. All right. So let's over here. So put a nice tower. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So once we complete that layer, that will be the nice layer. Okay? Now we know. We'll just keep an eye on it. I definitely won't forget about this in 5 minutes. Definitely not. Excuse me a moment, chat. My phone has gone off. And it's nothing important, as it usually is around this time of day. I probably should set my phone to only go off when my beautiful wife messages, so like all my other notifications, like there's no emergencies that they're calling me for, right? Like no one's gonna die if I don't immediately answer my phone. So as long as it's beautiful wife that messages me that...
But I answer the phone anyway.
That is true. You do answer the phone. Well, no, my smartphone, not the barn phone. You answer the business phone, which is different from my personal phone for reasons. I found out, surprisingly, that I paid off my cell phone. I had not been keeping track, and I've been paying off on this phone for over a year now, because we went... Yeah, nice, exactly. And I get a message that says, our records indicate that you have recently paid off your phone. I'm like, I did? Is that why my last phone bill was so much cheaper? I assumed it was just like extra fees and the real phone bill was going to show up in a few days. I'm just so used to them fucking screwing me out of my money. But hey, more money for me. More money to pay for my brand new car. Well, brand new is air quotes. And car is in air quotes. It is a truck. Which is going swimmingly, by the way. It's new to you. It is new to me. We are finding bits and pieces where, like, the plastic coverings...
Papa, can you use your extra disposable income to get me a treat?
Listen. Although she doesn't call me Papa, that is basically the exact same thing my beautiful wife said when I told her the news. Whenever I tell her that we have come into a little bit of extra money, that's when I get notifications that the beautiful wife Amazon wish list has new entries on it. She never says anything, but it is I'm starting to notice a pattern between me saying, oh yeah, we have a little extra money, and beautiful wife, Funkos, please. Well, this time she wants things to customize the new truck, which is understandable. But yes, no, very much so. She like puts things on her wish list and then like side eyes me when we're alone. And I'm like, I'm not saying nothing. I'm not saying nothing. Oh, I don't think I told you this, Hurricane. We were in a store the other day in Ross. I don't know if they have Ross in the UK. But Ross is basically like the majority of their merchandise is leftover merchandise from other businesses. We do not have Ross. Okay, all right. So it's not really a thrift store as much as it is a professional reseller for merchandise that didn't quite move elsewhere. Yes, it's great. So we pop in. They have random stuff, and it's all good quality. One of their big things is they have a lot of clothing and makeup and purses. So we go into Ross, and we're just looking around, right? And my wife takes me over to where the purses are, and she says, "Okay, I am not saying you need to buy me a purse for Christmas. But if you do," and she pulls one off the rack and says, "This is the one I want in this color from this company, and it's at this price." And I nod and I say, "Okay, I now know exactly what purse you want." And don't ask me to tell you guys any of that information because, yes, I have completely forgotten it. I have it on a note in my wallet, which is not near me. So it's fine. We have the information. She has the information in case I forget. Another shopper, a lady was shopping, bursts out laughing because she's watching this grown woman talk to her husband. God already knows we would ask. Amazing. My wife and I both know the score. She told me this not so that I would download the information to my brain, but so I would never forget that there is a purse that she wants very badly and that the information is somewhere on our persons, right? This other shopper starts cackling because she sees this grown woman talking to her presumably husband like he is a kindergartner, so that there is no way he can misunderstand that this is a hint for what to get her for Christmas. And she says as such, she says, "That is the most clear hint I have ever heard. I said, if I mess this up, I am sleeping in the doghouse. I am on the couch. If I fuck this up, I will have beans this up badly." And this woman is absolutely loving this interaction. And Jessica's laughing and I'm laughing. Layer done. That's right. We have completed one layer. I need to go grab some food. Yeah! Thank you so much. Yeah, you guys need to give me positive reinforcement every time we finish a layer. It's the only way I'll get. Oh. Hiya, I didn't know I have cheese. You have cheese? What does that mean? What is that a euphemism? What does that mean? Okay. I think I have more food. Oh no, I don't. I thought I brought eggs over. It's not.
Papa, for Christmas, I just want to be let inside at night.
We've already talked about this. You stay in the barn, and you're gonna like it. Oh no, you brought eggs over. I see. I thought that I had food on my person, but I guess I don't. I'm going to... Actually, I have some emeralds left over. Let's trade for some cake, so I can have some cake over at the cube, and also heal up my pickaxe just a smidge. Just a smidge.
But Papa, I want cuddles.
I suppose if you're gonna be like that, you can come join us, but only Christmas Eve. After that, it's back to the barn. You got me? You hear me? No, that's not. I can't be mean to Henbert the way I'm mean to other small children. I like the way that TTS says Papa like a little French orphan. Exactly. You get it. Where is Do you have cake? I'm looking for someone who will sell me cake. I love bullying children as much as the next guy, right? But like, sometimes
The only little guy it's morally correct to be mean to is the hedgehog.
That is true, actually. That is absolutely correct. All right. Do you also have cake? You do also have cake.
Why, fancy meeting you here. Maru Malandra. I hope you brought me lots of seeds.
Hi, Maru. Welcome in, and thank you for the veg. Welcome, 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 welcome. Speaking of bullying me, hey, nerd.
Hey, Captain Hurricane. Wait, I thought you were still in prison?
No, not the implying that you're a convicted criminal bit. Henbert, please. Oh my god. Dead to fucking rights. He is, though. He is a convicted criminal. He has done things. We don't speak of them, but they have been done. They have been accomplished. I need to go through and change the tone. As funny as Henbert being implied to be like homicidal or otherwise threatening violence against your person, I do feel that it has created a bit of a negative loop between me and chat. Bit of a Garfield and John situation, you know? What I need to do is get Ewan, the character Ewan, to be somehow present during streams, so all the bullying comes from him, whereas Henbert is the good boy, who loves his papa, and Gata, you are very Arbuckle Core. God, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But Henbert feels more like the Odie to my John, as opposed to the Garfield to my John. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Stop, stop. He's already dead. Shut up. Shut up. God.
Woof, papa.
Yeah. No, I need, Ewan needs John. I'm hungry. Unironically, I love Gorefield. Gorefield is a fascinating concept. I actually watched a documentary, not recently, but in the last year or so. Oh God, who is it by? It's something Wolf on YouTube. It's called "What the Internet Did to Garfield," and it's a very good discussion about what Garfield is, what Garfield means, both to the world and to the man who created him, as well as Super Eye Patch Wolf. Yes, it's a very, very good documentary. Oh my God. Love his work. What's really funny is he also did a documentary called What the Internet Did to Sonic the Hedgehog, right? And what is fucking wild to me is that during his overview of Sonic the Hedgehog on the internet, he actually brings up the works of some people who I personally know, specifically around the Flash animation and sprite comic era of the 2000s. Like, I knew some of the people who did the works that were promoted during that documentary, and I'm like, oh God. Oh, wow. I was there. I was a very small part of it, but yeah, no, I was there and I knew a few of these people. It's fucking wild. Fucking wild. Granted, most of them have changed their names since then for reasons, but you know. Super Eye Patch Wolf voice, and that's when I realized Gorefield was me. All of his stuff is fantastic. It is amazing. Reasons it was the Sonic fan base in the early 2000s. You think about it for like 5 seconds and realize why someone may not want their name to still be associated with the stuff their Sonic OC got up to when they were in high school. LUL. Yeah, exactly. God. Hey, and yet here you are. Oh no, I changed my name too. You think I was Farmer Gata my entire like you can still find my old works. I haven't exactly hidden it or anything. I have deleted my middle school DeviantArt account, however, and I do regret that. I do wish I had kept that. But I was embarrassed of it. No, but you have shown us your old sprites. Exactly. Oh no, I haven't shown you everything. I feel like if I wanted, I could find them, but I still did rebrand to distance myself from who I was when I was younger. I regret it now, as that is like, now I'm at a point in my life where I'm not ashamed of my old work. I accept that I was young and cringe and that I can be, what do you mean there's monsters nearby? Where the fuck are there monsters? Hi, Sheila. It's Sheila's day. Is it Sheila's birthday? Is Sheila born day? Happy born, if that is the case. If it is not the case, then fuck you. I take it back. No, Wednesday is Sheila's day and my birthday. In my Discord. Okay, then fuck you. That was months ago. Okay. Because it's... Okay, so /ban come and go tavern. No, why am I banning Sheila? Hurricane's the one who brought it up. Ban Captain Hurricane. Mods. I want to see that little hedgehog fuck taken away in chains. Take him to the principal's office and have him expelled. Yeah. I mean, okay. Tegan holding a pair of human-sized handcuffs, looking down at like a 1 foot tall hedgehog. Actually, how tall is Captain Hurricane canonically? I know he's hedgehog small, but is he like a regular hedgehog small or like slightly cartoonishly larger hedgehog small for the purpose of having expressions? 8 inches tall. Oh, I have a workaround. You put him European hedgehog size. I don't know the size of a European hedgehog. I measure things in freedom units. Thank you very much. Timed out Captain Hurricane for 60 seconds. Oh no! Oh no! Holy fuck! Welcome, Raglan. Oh, you can't see the chickens you spawned. Oh no, that is an issue. Hi, Raggles. Thank you so much for the sub. You subscribed for 20 months, so we now have 20 chickens with Raglan's name running around. Welcome. You get a jolly jangle of the cheer bell. Thank you. Thank you so much, Raggles. I appreciate it. All right. I do have all these chickens. Hi, I literally just woke up. I don't have anything to say to that. I hope you had a good schnoozle. I have not been having good schnoozles. It was only 60 seconds because I knew you didn't actually want Captain banned, but also the bit was happening, and God knows we will do anything for the bit. All right, bye, Raggles. Thank you for the sub. Thank you. Have a good day at work. Bye. I have not been getting good sleep recently because of the time change, right? Daylight savings happened, but not because I've gained an hour of sleep, right? Like I can go to bed earlier because it's darker sooner. No, the reason why I haven't been getting good sleep is because of Choopy. So you guys know my dog, Choopy. You hit the chicken there, and my mind immediately worried if they had the same reaction as Zelda Cuckoos. Actually, I wonder if I can change the NBT data of the chickens who are spawned to be potentially violent if harmed. I don't know if that would require a mod to change their AI, or if there's something in vanilla I can use to purposefully give them a different AI from normal chickens. Like, say, spawn chickens exclusively using wolf AI. I don't know if that's possible using vanilla commands, but that would be fucking hilarious, actually. If I could choose to have all of my subscriber and donation chickens spawn in with the caveat that if I accidentally punch one of them, it's game over for me. That would be hilarious, actually. I'll have to look into that. So my dog Choopy, bless his heart, is fucking blind. He has a very limited range of vision. Danger cube build, right? And what's gonna happen is that I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm hungry. Well, I have these chickens. So I'm gonna smack one and then realize way too late, going, oh no, I should not have done this, and have every chicken ever try to kill me. That would be fucking hilarious. It'll happen too, because I'm an idiot. But Choopy has a very limited cone of vision. For him, when things are in his cone of vision, they exist. When they are not, they do not, right? So what's been happening is that during the night, once Choopy is in bed, my cats will come cuddle me, but they'll purposefully make sure they are on the side away from Choopy, because if he can't see them, they're not there. So they'll cuddle me during the night, and then come morning when the sun rises, Choopy will be able to see and realize, oh, wait a minute, there's a cat there, and then he'll want to play with the cat. He loves the cats. The cats do not love him, so it causes problems. He wants to play as dogs do, and the cats do not want to play as dogs do. So what happens is that during the night, the cats and him will coexist peacefully because he's none the wiser. But now, at 6:30 a.m., every fucking morning, the sun rises and he becomes aware that there are cats. Every morning, I am awoken at 6:30 a.m. with Choopy barking and the cats hissing and my wife growling at me to shut them the fuck up. And at that point, I'm already up. Because now they're like, oh boy, Dad's awake, we want food. So now the cats are yowling, and Choopy is complaining, and he's barking at me because he's hungry. And oh boy and boy, it's a brand new day.
Who are you people?
Thanks for the look, Trash Baby Aya. Hope you're doing well.
Enjoy your class, bye. So yeah, I actually have amazing. What a lively wake up. And it's every morning. The problem is that with my job, it means that I'm not in bed until like 11 p.m. So you do the math. 11 p.m. to 6:30 a.m. is not quite 8 hours of sleep, assuming that I am actually in bed and unconscious by 11 p.m. So I am fucking tired. I am fucking tired. And I'm not a nap person, right? Like, if I go down for a nap, I don't wake up well rested. Doesn't matter how long I sleep. I wake up as sleepy as when I went down. So it's a whole thing. Hello, Bandit. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, 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 welcome. We are working on the cube, and we are on layer 28. We're on layer 28. I haven't even started work yet. What time do you call this? Cube o'clock. Thank you very much. No, it's 10 a.m. It's 10 a.m. here. Every time you start streaming before I wake up, I die a little bit inside. It's been weeks. It's been weeks of this, Bandits. You should know this by now. Also, you don't have to come to stream, my dude. You can just, like, if you really want to watch my content, I do put up VODs. So, like, no, I think you're on 38. Oh, okay. Okay. Or no, it was 20. It was 28 left. That's what it was. It was 27 layers left. So now we're 26 layers away from completion. Once we get to that, once we get up to here, we will officially be 69% of the way, at which point we will say nice. I am fairly dead inside already. That is true. You are a college student. You are a college student. Ripperoni. I went to college once. I didn't stay very long, but I went. Does it count as my alma mater if I wasn't an alma stater?
Oh, hello, Lul mate. Welcome to the stream.
Welcome, 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 welcome. How are you today, Lul? I am once again working on the cube and telling stories and sharing opinions. Bandit says, "Gotta, my stomach hurts, and I'm so brave. They're so brave. They are not afraid. Look how brave and strong they are. Da, 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 da." Jessica quotes, "Who's that wonderful girl?" constantly. Anytime she does anything, she looks at me expectantly, so I have to sing the song. She's like, am I a wonderful girl? Could I be any cuter? I'm like, no, honey. No, you could not. She goes, damn straight. Damn straight. I love my wife so much. Guys, I didn't see my wife for almost 2 days. Like, I saw her, but it was an issue where, like, she woke up before the crack of dawn to go to work one day. I had to go to work, so I didn't see her all day. And then I went to work. And when I came home, it was late at night and she was already asleep. So I saw her snoring in the bed and I gave her a smooch, but she didn't wake up. So then the next morning she had to get up early again and go to work. And then she had to stay at work late because a coworker was sick. So I went 48 hours without even saying so much as hello, goodbye to my beautiful wife. So when she came home yesterday, I looked at her and I cried a little bit. And she's like, "What's wrong? What's wrong? Oh my God." And I'm like, "You're just so pretty. And I missed you." Passing like ships in the night is a fucking nightmare. I hate it so much. Luckily, it very rarely happens, but And then I squished her cheeks and I booped her on the nose and she was like, "Shut up and give me my food." And then I fed her and then she was happy and eepy. It was good. It was good. I'm such a fucking simp. But I love my wife so much. All right. Speak of the devil, and she has messaged me. She's trying to decide what to get for lunch. Because, unfortunately, it's fine. At least your wife is real and actually your wife. That is true. That is true. You know what, Hurricane? You're right. Thank you for putting everything into context for me. I feel so much better. At least I am not you. No matter what happens, I have this book called Reasons to Live, and I open it up, and there's only one page, and it says, "At least you're not Hurricane." And I look up with like a content smile, realizing, you know what? Life is good. Or rather, life could be worse. Life could be worse. Life could be worse. My wife's story ends in January. I'm dying. That's what fan fiction is for, baby. That's what fan fiction is for. I am gonna need that book. It's true. I need to write more. Now is the time to write the self-insert fan fiction of your dreams. Of your dreams. Just do it. It doesn't have to be good. It doesn't have to be great even. It just has to exist. And you have to get something out of it. All right? That's all. That's all that's required. If all fan fiction needed to be good, there would be significantly less fan fiction available on the internet. A book on how to be happy. You can. I already wrote one about her dressing up as my other wife, Supergirl. Very self-indulgent. Okay, but are we talking like Golden Era Supergirl? Are we talking New 52 Supergirl? Are we talking CW Supergirl? Like, you gotta tell me. You gotta give me an idea of where you're at. You gotta give me an idea of where you're at. Based on what I know about you as a person, Destructive Gremlin New 52 Supergirl feels right, but also, like, it was New 52, so fuck that. Costume-wise, post-crisis actual Kara. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I'm triangulating here. I'm triangulating. That's good to know. So she has a crop top, lol. Okay. All right. Never mind. Never mind. I thought there would be like some like deep character reason. No, it's just the crop top. Got it. Me, who doesn't want a wife or a girlfriend. Good news. They've just invented this new thing called boys. So boyfriends are now an option. Your possibilities have expanded, you see. But Silver Edge is your fave character-wise. Okay. All right. Okay. I don't have terribly strong feelings, one way or the other, but it's nice to know. It's nice to know. I need to pirate the rest of my adventures with Superman. It is very good. It is shockingly good in a way that I don't think they're going to let have a second season or come back to anytime soon, which is a fucking travesty because it is very, very good. Tomboy Lewis. Not even Tomboy Lewis, right? Like, God. Did I say Lewis? I said Lewis for some reason. Lois. Honestly, anime gremlin imp Mixelpidalic alone is reason to watch the fucking show. You did say Lewis, which is the joke. Okay, well, shut up. Lewis and Clark, etc. Right. Thank you for moving, chicken. I appreciate that. No, it's very, very good. Oh, sorry, spoilers. Yeah, there's an entire Mixelpidalic episode. And because the show is clearly inspired by anime, they give him a complete makeover while also establishing that it is the Mixelpidalic. And he only looks different because he's Kingdom Heartsing his way through different alternate realities of the DC universe. It's very good, actually. And I love it a whole lot. So he looks anime because this universe is low-key anime. And it's great. I love it. I love it a lot. I love it a lot. I'm still blown away by the Tumblr sexy man Mixelpidalic that came up years ago. I mean, are you? Are you really? Are you surprised? Did you watch Brave and the Bold? Batmite and that ruled. I did not watch the final couple of seasons of Brave and the Bold. I watched the first couple of what was like on TV. Look, I've already said you look sexy to multiple streamers. I do feel like the parasocially simping for a VTuber is not quite the same thing. I feel like it's slightly different. Slightly different. To what we're discussing here. Not invalid or anything, but slightly different. I'm not surprised, but I am disappointed with what gets approved versus what gets sidelined. Fair enough. Fair enough. I want a Mixelpidalic who says, "How bad me be?" Just one panel. Just one panel. I just need Mixelpidalic to say how bad me be. I need Tumblr sexy Mixelpidalic to say, are you listening to me? Do you hear the words I am saying? How bad me be? Okay, I put it out in the universe. It's no longer my responsibility. We just have to trust that God or... Nope. It was that they had a webcam roll that looked like Schlatt, but dang. I am not going to comment. I'm not going to comment. I'm going to choose to let that sit. Lol. There you go. Exactly. All right. Let's get more cobblestone. Superman, I have a lot of feelings about superheroes, like in general. And it's difficult for me to like talk about those thoughts because superheroes have been so many different things over the years, right? Like we think of the archetypal superhero, but in reality, give me the Power Girl thoughts. I don't have many thoughts on Power Girl. I'm going to be honest with you. I know she exists. And I know that sometimes she's just Supergirl, but different, and sometimes she's not. Because comics are weird, right? I don't have a whole lot of thoughts about her, honestly. I have a lot of thoughts about what Superman as a character is supposed to be, while also being fully aware that he has not always been that character, depending on who's writing him and during what era. So I have very stark opinions about what a Superman should be, but when it comes to like including the extended super family, I don't know. Everything is fan fiction in comics, honestly. Official fan fiction. At this point, yeah. Even the original stories was, I don't know. I don't know if I even have a real hot take on this. Comics are just weird. The medium itself is constantly reinventing itself month by month. And in those consistent reinterpretations, even within the same run by the same person, things change so frantically and drastically that it's really hard to keep track of it all. And that's kind of the point. That's kind of very much the point. Unlike other comics, like, say, IDW or TMNT. Well, I mean, even TMNT, the IDW TMNT, has been kind of added some interesting concepts that recontextualizes the world they've created multiple times over. Endless soft reboots just to try and help get new people, which makes new sense, but yeah. I don't know. I have opinions of what I think is the ideal version of these characters, but my ideal version is never going to fully match with anyone else's ideal version. So it's really weird when I talk about any character. I do know that there are some core constraints that need to stick around. You want to know what I want? You want to know what I want, right? I want the Spider-Man Clone Saga, but not shit. That is the one thing that I want. I want the 1990s Spider-Man Clone Saga, but not shit. I want a well-written Ben. I wanted a well-written and interesting Ben Reilly. I want Kane to make any amount of sense, right? That's all I want out of life, and I'll never get it. But that is what I desire. Anything else can kind of just do its own thing. I don't mind. Anything else can go rot. But that's my white whale. God, I'm gonna write Clone Saga fanfiction now. I feel like if it changed, we wouldn't get Across the Universe Crimson Spider. You're not wrong. However, I don't know if that's a net positive. God. Especially when they made Ben Reilly like an avatar of death kind of thing. Why? I get it's because comics, but why? No. Ben Reilly should have exactly all the same hangups and weirdo desires as Peter Parker. He should have Ben Reilly, in my opinion, should be an exact mirror duplicate to Peter Parker, right? He should have almost comically identical issues, except have them be in a funhouse mirror twisted in just enough of a way that either he is self-aware about it or he's a wet little meow meow about it. Like Peter Parker is already kind of a wet little meow meow. But with the clone stuff on top of it, the identity shit on top of it, I don't know. I don't have a concrete thought about this, honestly. Just please give me what was promised to me during my formative years. That the Clone Saga would be cool and that it would be fun. Because it was not. And it was not. I've kind of lost the plot on what I'm rambling about. I really am rambling at this point. I don't have much of a point here. Other than comics weird. Oh, and maybe don't fucking kill Miss Marvel for the shock of it in a book that she's barely in. Like when I heard that Miss Marvel was going to be killed in the pages of a Spider-Man book, I was like, oh shit. Oh wait, has Kamala Khan and Peter Parker been having a lot of screen time together? No. No, they have not. No, they have not. She's had like a handful of panels. And she might already be like revived by this point. I stopped paying attention like 6 months ago. Fucking hell. Fucking hell. You want to know what's funny? The realization that for all that people constantly compared it to the two, Batman Beyond and Spider-Man 2099 would hate each other's guts. Like just the characters in and out of suit. His name is Robbie out of suit, right? Robbie Reyes? Terry and Robbie would fucking hate each other. They would be at each other's throats consistently, despite how... Oh, Henbert, could you...
Who on earth could be calling at this hour?
Yeah, 10:25 a.m.
How may I direct your call? Bit strange that you'd call here for that, but sure, I'll let him know.
What's up?
The nerd store called. Turns out there's a recall. Back in the box you go.
Thanks, Henbert. Thanks, Henbert. Spidey has always been in a weird place for me. So much of how it was advertised to me for a long time was a relatable high school experience. And I absolutely did not want to think about that at that time, so why would I need it? LMAO, an ad started before I heard the punchline. No! Oh, God. Well, that's Twitch for you, I guess. That's Twitch for you. The thing about OG Spider-Man, right? Like the original run of Spider-Man was that Peter Parker grew as a person. He started out in high school, then he went through his college years, then he started having a functional adult life. Each wave of the Spider-Man mythos grew up Peter Parker with the readers who were reading him until they realized, well, shit, he's married, he's gonna have a kid, it's gonna be a whole thing, and they're like, oh shit, we can't have Peter Parker like age into retirement and then die. So they reset the clock, and they've just been resetting the clock over and over and over. Ultimate Spider-Man was a really interesting way to go back and have the high school era Peter Parker while still having the main Peter Parker retain all the growth. It's like, it was almost like a promise of you're going to see this character grow up again, but in a different context and in different ways. And then they never reached that point because they killed him off. And then they started doing some Clone Saga stuff where it's like, okay, maybe this will be interesting. And then they rebooted it so that the Ultimate Universe and the main timeline are the same continuity and yada, 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 yada. The core of what made the original Spider-Man interesting can no longer be done in comics anymore without completely redefining what comics are. I finished a layer. Praise me. Praise me, everyone. Tell me I'm a good boy. Layer done. Layer fucking done. Yippee! Yippee! We did it. Da 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 da. You're a very good boy, Farmer Gata. Thank you. Thank you, Sheila.
Now there's a face I'm glad to see. It's Moralcom Pass Gaming. Wait. I thought you were still in prison.
Hi, Rocky. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, 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 welcome. We're talking about superhero comics and Spider-Man. I like... Wow, Sheila, called you a good boy for free? Simmer down. Simmer down. Everybody gets one. Simmer down. But no, I am a fan of every Peter Parker that I am aware of that has existed. Except for MCU Spider-Man. They really... Like, nothing against the actor, right? Like, nothing against the actor. It's entirely an issue with the MCU. Because of how closely he was tied to Tony Stark and Iron Man in the very beginning, it completely neutered what made his character interesting before he could really be Spider-Man. And maybe, and on some people have really latched on to the idea that the first trilogy of Spider-Man movies has been about Peter Parker becoming the Spider-Man that he needs to be. He was, air quotes, Spider-Man, but he didn't reach the power and responsibility part until the end of the trilogy, when he came to terms with what it really would mean to be Spider-Man. He got all the cool stuff first and then had to have it taken away, as opposed to traditional Peter Parker, where he started from nothing and had to claw for everything he had. Banjos. That's cool in theory, but in practice, that's not Peter Parker. That doesn't do it for me. And I feel bad, because for a lot of people, that is their version of Peter Parker. For a lot of newer fans, they've only ever known the MCU Peter Parker. I don't think he lives up to the character as he's been known at any point before this. Like, damn. And I feel bad about it, kind of. Because, like, I unironically love every version of Peter Parker that has ever been in print or on screen. Even the ones where I'm like, I don't like... We'll just, we'll just continue on as we intended to. Maybe, and this is just a thought, maybe I should seal this up a little bit. Just a consideration. Perhaps not having a massive death hole spanning the majority of my build would be a smart decision. I was gonna wait until I finish, but part of me has the inkling that if I do nothing, this sort of thing will continue to happen. So yeah. All right. We were talking about Spider-Man, right? Yeah, I got nothing. To me, Spider-Man is like the ideal superhero. Spider-Man would have saved you from that fall. True. If only he was in Minecraft. If only. Spider-Man, Peter Parker, to me, is the ideal superhero, right? Like, just a literal everyman who finds himself in a position to do more than the average citizen, and decides that that if he doesn't use those abilities, then he is shirking the responsibility he has. He isn't Spider-Man for any reason other than he can do it, and therefore he has to do it. He becomes something more, which is supernatural in origin, sure, but also achievable. The message of Spider-Man is consistently that Spider-Man is guilt incarnate. Well, yeah, I'm not saying it's healthy. The idea of Spider-Man. Catholic Spider-Man. Well, okay. Here's the thing, though. That's interesting, actually. Right? Like, nah, he's Jewish. Yeah. I really like the religious trappings of Spider-Man. That's Daredevil anyway. Honestly, on some level, the religious trappings of traditional superheroes is fascinating to me, and comes from the individuals who were writing these stories during the times they were written, before they became IP and all that. I like Superman as an analog for the Jewish golem. Oh, inject that shit into my veins. God, so good. But no, Spider-Man is the ideal of a superhero. However, Peter Parker specifically exists to be bullied by the universe. Like, if Peter Parker were somehow just a regular guy who used his superpowers for good, that would be the damn Parker luck. Yeah. He exists to be bullied by the universe. And that's a completely separate thing from what makes Spider-Man as a concept work as a superhero. I don't necessarily think that Spider-Man is all about guilt. I think Peter Parker is all about guilt. And Spider-Man is how he tries to absolve himself of that guilt. Case in point, Miles Morales doesn't have that. Or not anymore, anyway. Well, Miles Morales in his original incarnation didn't have much of anything, to be fair, but you know what I mean. You know what I'm getting at. That is kind of the core tenet of Across the Spider-Verse, actually, isn't it? All of these spider people, from Gwen Stacy to various Peter Parkers, even Anya Corazon, on some level, it's about guilt. The power and responsibility thing, while a nice ideal, is usually a means to an end for the characters who take it up. I'm waxing poetic on something that I have not prepared head talk notes for. Contrast that maybe with, say, Batman, right? Batman and Spider-Man also have a lot of comparison for some reason. I find that the best Batman stories are where Batman... The animated series, I think, is the ideal for Batman. I wish modern Batman is more about guilt. I don't know about that. Because the problem is, Rocky, all of the Batman... Okay, so... It feels like the only thing that anyone wants to write Batman guilt stories about centers around Jason. And because the writers refuse to ever let Jason and Batman properly reconcile, it means that it's just going to be guilt for the sake of guilt. It's going to be Batman being a wet little meow meow in the corner and nothing actually happening. Reconcile? No, it's reconcile, and I'm sticking to that. Tegan, I pronounce things wrong. You know this. Don't try and change me. If the Batman comics had any interest in following Jason/Red Hood's character arc through to a satisfying conclusion, maybe. But they won't, because the Red Hood Batman drama is too easy to write for. It's just too easy to write for. They'll never finish it. They'll never actually close that off. And even if they do, then they'll just find a way to reopen it again. Jason, unfortunately, the relationship between Jason and Batman was the most interesting when Jason was dead, right? Jason coming back was great for Jason, but for Batman, Jason was best when he was a motivating factor of guilt tying into his relationship with Tim and later with Damian. The fact that Jason's death did not then become a major factor in the, I'll say it this time, reconciliation between Bruce and Dick is a fucking travesty. Like, I like the idea. Have you seen the Christmas Batman Damian cartoon trailer thing? No, I have not. I honestly checked out of DC Comics around the time I checked out of DC Comics after they aged up the Super Sons. I checked out of DC Comics when they said, you know, this cute buddy cop kid stuff we've been doing with John and Damian, we're just gonna fuck that over and make them all be like teenagers now. Like, god damn it, DC Comics. God damn it. Where else are you gonna get an episode about him ignoring his accountants to dump money into renovating a slum without anybody's rent? See, here, a TikToker I follow pointed out to me, I wish I could remember their username, but they're a big fan of Red Hood, that like the OG, like Jason as Red Hood plot, where he basically controls the organized crime in Crime Alley, specifically to prevent the worst crimes from being perpetuated, is just the mob. Jason just reinvented the mob, but with a costumed vigilante at the head of it. If the comics were interested in actually following through with that thought process, there should have been a massive realization where he realized, oh my god, I'm just doing what the Joker does, only the crimes that I decide aren't worth doing are the ones where children are involved, as opposed to crimes that aren't funny, right? Like, the interesting story would have been Jason Todd trying to become a better Batman and then realizing all he's done is become a more acceptable Joker. That would have been the story to tell. But they won't do that because it's comic books, and they've decided that the mob era of Jason is not interesting, so now he's just a costume. Well, actually, I think he's dropped the guns by now, right? Like, he's switched over to using, of all things, crowbars as a main weapon. Is that still a thing in comics? He stopped using guns because now he has to be more palatable to the Bat family or something. I don't know. I don't know. Lol, crowbars. Yeah, no, I didn't even read the story. I just saw him fucking in costume running around with the rest of the bats, and strapped to his back is a fucking crowbar. What? I'm sorry? Hello? That's just the trauma, right? It's something. It's something. Ugh. Super comics are so fucking weird, and they're so messed up. And yelling about them is so fun and easy. But no, as I was saying, comparison to Spider-Man, right?
Papa, I like Howard the Duck.
Good for you. Good for you. Good for you, man. I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you. Comparing. Okay, so Batman is all about like vengeance, right? But like vengeance for the victims, right? Spider-Man is about responsibility, but Peter Parker is about absolving guilt. Whereas Batman, I don't think Batman is about guilt, except when it comes to Jason Todd. I think Batman is about victimhood. I think Batman is at his best when Bruce Wayne, the child that Bruce Wayne was no longer able to be after witnessing the death of his parents, is about him going out and trying to help emotionally gained vengeance for victims. What am I trying to say here? I think that the cape is not about Bruce's guilt. I think the mantle of Batman is not about Bruce's guilt. If anything, I think it's more about his anger. Someone should have been there to prevent Bruce Wayne from becoming a victim. So Batman is that. Whereas Bruce Wayne, in his desire to be the Batman, just is a victim. He is stuck in this victimhood. And the Batman is the only way that he can ever feel he has a way out of it. He'll never stop being the Bat because Batman can never undo what turned him into a victim. Yeah. I don't know. That's just me. The animated series Batman is the ideal Batman in my personal opinion. But then we have the issue where if you want Batman Beyond to happen, Bruce Wayne has to become consumed by that desire. All right. I'm just rambling at this point. I don't even know if I'm being interesting. I'm just talking about things that I vaguely know things about. And that's the stream. I am rambling. And I hope it's somewhat interesting. I think this makes sense. Right. The problem is, and this is for all superheroes, especially including Kamen Rider. Actually, you know what? Have you ever seen that Gundam meme where it's like, war is bad, and it goes over someone's head, and they go, wow, cool robot? People have been wow, cool roboting superheroes since their fucking inception. So now we have things like Spider-Man, where it's like, wow, cool robot. Spider-Man is about an awkward kid stopping crimes. And it's like, no, Peter Parker is, like, Spider-Man is about that, but Peter Parker is not. Batman is about punching bad guys and saving people, but Bruce Wayne is not. So when some people get into writing Batman, I'm not going to name names because I don't really have like a vendetta against anyone, but when corporations make stuff about Batman, they remove the part of Batman that makes him interesting, which is a dichotomy between him and Bruce Wayne. And this is also why I think the new Superman, to tie it all back to why I even bother talking about any of this, is to why the new Superman show is very, very good. Very, very, very good. Because it's not about Superman flying around and being unstoppable. Like other Superman stories have also been very, very good. There's one that I need to watch. It's one of the direct to DVD movies that they made. What was it fucking called? It's one where Superman fights Parasite, but also Martian Manhunter is there. And the whole core of the story is apparently about immigration, about what does it mean to be other, and how that otherness not only defines Superman, but sets him apart from others who struggle with otherness, because he's an alien who can pass, and how that part of his identity ties in to why he puts on the suit. Like, that's interesting. You cannot write a Superman if you don't first understand what humanizes him. But way too many people see Superman and go, oh, he's immune to bullets and super strong and he's always there to help. And yes, he is. And yes, those parts are part of him. But that's what Superman is. That's what the costume is. And whether or not your version of Clark Kent identifies himself as Superman or Clark Kent, like that's interesting. That's interesting. But way too much we focus on just the super part of it and not who the person behind the mask is and how that contextualizes their actions in costume. I don't know. I'm trying to think if I have any other big thoughts on superheroes that kind of ties it all down. You know? Good points, good points. That's one of the things that I really enjoy about the boom run of Power Rangers, right? Because for a decent amount of Power Rangers, the characters are most Power Ranger characters, especially in the early days, especially during the Zordon era, the trials and tribulations they go through don't really reflect anything about the actual action bit, right? And I'm not saying that Sentai is terribly better in this regard. At a certain point, it just becomes flashy transformation and giant robot woo, right? But the Boom Comics has gone out of their way to take what character was present in the original show and flesh them out to make them feel more like characters. It doesn't take away from the fact that it's primarily transformation giant robots woo, but they've done a lot more to make the characters who are not Tommy Oliver feel like they are real human teenagers existing in their nebulous time frame who have real teenage problems that either interferes with or informs how they handle the superhero shtick. And that's really, really good. I really like that. Some characters ended up getting more of a character arc in others, but like halfway through the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, they replaced like 2/3 of the cast, and nothing of any significant, nothing really significant changes. Granted, it was the 90s, and it was an episodic TV show aimed at small children to make money off of a show that already existed in Japan, but the Boom Comics do put an extra focus on who the characters are under the mask, who the characters are without the coin, and that's really interesting. It even allows for the characters who are replaced in the timeline with new characters to take up their mantles as the Red, Yellow, and Black Rangers to continue to have stories in the Power Ranger universe elsewhere. It continues those arcs. It's really good. It's just really, really good, I think. Cobble ASMR is 10 out of 10 again, I see. Hi, Allegro. I'm talking about superheroes. Hey, do you want to know something? You want to hear something that I've been kind of struggling with? Not like in a real emotional struggle, but like something that I admit about myself that I can't really like parse. I think the best version of Superboy is Khan from Young Justice. Kon-El from Young Justice is the best Superboy I have ever seen. However, Superman from Young Justice goes against everything I love and care about Superman. Superman from Young Justice is hands down the worst Superman I have ever seen. But he is necessary to make Khan have the arc he does. And trying to put those two together in my head is really difficult. Right? All right, have you ever read the Captain Marvel story where Superman becomes aware that Billy is in the situation he's in? He becomes aware that Shazam is a child, and so he goes and he screams at the wizard, "What the fuck did you do? How could you have done this to a child?" That is my Superman. That is the Superman that I'm like, yes, that is Clark Kent. We're in an ideal universe, when Superman finds a superpowered child who has no one to care for him, who exhibits the same amount of power and therefore the drive to have the same responsibility as Superman, he would adopt that child immediately. 100% Clark Kent would have no qualms taking him under his wing. Which means that by extension, there is no reason that if Superman becomes aware of some clone that was made of his DNA, that he wouldn't immediately say, absolutely, yes, you are my son now. Or rather, you can have any relationship to me you want, but you and I are going to be seeing a lot more of each other. Like, there is no well-written Superman where that is not the reality. And yet, Khan, without that weird non-relationship with his universe's Superman, Connor from Young Justice just doesn't exist. And I really have grappled with that. Ugh. Granted, these are all fictional characters. So, like, you know. Somehow this goes back to me wanting a better written version of the Spider-Man Clone Saga. Somehow it always comes back to wanting a better written Clone Saga to me. I don't know what it was about that story, or lack of story, that really stuck with me as a child, but goddamn. The best Clarks are good dads, or dads that are trying their best. I think that's that's actually a very good point. I think that fatherhood, taking what already makes the characters interesting. So, for example, for Bruce Wayne, it's his victimhood. For Clark Kent, it's his status as an immigrant. For Peter Parker, it's his struggle with guilt. And then adding parenthood on top of it and rationally determining how that would change them. That's what superhero comics should have done during the 2000s. It's what they should have stuck with. But no, we couldn't agree more, Tegan. Yeah, no. Mama Kent did not raise a bad father, right? Alfred raised a traumatized father. And I think Bruce Wayne struggling to be a good father despite his demons is fascinating. I do not like the guilty, shitty dad Batman we have, where he's not a good father to Dick. He's an okay father to Damian. Lord knows what Tim is doing. Tim Drake deserves the world, and he's gonna get none of it. And then I don't even know what we can call what he's doing with Jason fathering. Batman being a bad father is my least favorite version of Batman. And it sucks. Because all the elements are there to tell a good story. You know what I think it is? Right? The logical end game to the Justice League version of Batman. As much as I love the animated series Batman, and I love how Batman is portrayed in Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, because they had to do a massive time skip to get to Batman Beyond, or rather, they skipped to Batman Beyond and then had to retroactively fill in space. yeah, taking him where he was at the end of Batman the Animated Series and just rushing forward 80 years or so into the future, I don't know how many years it actually was, the cranky, angry, nobody loves him, everyone's left him version of Bruce Wayne that we got for Batman Beyond to happen, yeah, that's logical. But we can have our cake and eat it too. We don't need to be stuck with the canon version. I can't believe I missed the Superman discourse. Sorry. I'm sorry, Rocky. You can rewatch the VOD and then yell at me for my bad opinions later. Modern Batman still expects old man Bruce Wayne to be the natural endpoint for all Batman. And it's just not. It doesn't have to be. You're the ones writing these stories. If you want to have Terry McGinnis as Batman Beyond remain the same, and you don't want to rewrite his Batman story, you already have a fucking multiverse. You already have alternate realities as a thing. You can just have the Batman Beyond verse be the bad timeline where Batman doesn't get his shit together. You don't need every Batman to be on a crash course for losing everyone he loves. Like, come on, guys. I get that you want to emulate that, but you don't have to. You just don't have to. This comes back to my posts about Joker previously, right? Someone on social media, my beautiful wife just says, canteen. Okay, I can't say this. I can't say this business out loud, or it'll dox where I live. Alongside with everything else that I've said about my life. All right, so someone on social media, I can't remember who. Hi,
Howdy,
RJ.
Rapture Jesus. I hope you brought me lots of seeds.
Do you have hot takes about DC Comics superhero? Redacted food option? Yeah. There's a locally run Mexican restaurant near where my wife works. Actually, there's a locally owned Mexican restaurant anywhere you work because I live in Florida, right? Like you just get used to that. But this one is like not part of a chain, so I'm like, maybe I shouldn't say the specific name of this one. Anyway, so someone on social media, who I can't recall, was talking about how the Joker started from funny mob boss guy, like mob boss with a gimmick, like all of Batman's other villains. And then they escalated him to the point where he's now essentially a god of death. And that would be fine for specific stories in specific canons, averaging his power to how powerful the Batman of that story and universe is. Like, that's fine. But it feels like the population, like the entire population of Gotham, cannot be reproducing fast enough to make up for all of the bodies that the Joker alone, not even the Joker's men, not even the Joker's mob, just the Joker himself has been producing. And there's no one's dialing back that clock. No one is trying to make the Joker less of a threat. It's in this supernatural arms race. God of death, do 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 do. God of death, do 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 do. God of death, do 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 do. God of death. Yeah, basically that. Base of that is that. I don't mind the stories where Joker fucking kills everyone. I love the killing joke. I love the stories where Joker crosses the line and Batman then has to grapple with how he's going to respond to that, because if he crosses the line, he's no longer Batman. Those are interesting stories. However, at this point, the line is so far out there, at no point would Batman ever think, yeah, me crossing the line is morally in the wrong. At this point, the Joker, there is no logical explanation for not just doing something drastic about the Joker, right? Like, Batman wouldn't look at Godzilla and say, if I kill this creature, well, actually, you know what? They are doing a crossover with Godzilla soon, so maybe I shouldn't say that. Maybe he will actually wax poetic about the morality of putting down the 20-story tall irradiated lizard that is stomping all over the city. Maybe he will waffle about that. I don't know. Right? Batman wouldn't say, if I do something to prevent this tornado that is coming, if I do something to prevent this tsunami from killing people, then I'm just as bad as a tsunami. The Joker has reached the point where he is just a force of nature, a supernatural force of nature. He is no longer just a funny guy who does killings and crimes. He is beyond that. I think the most interesting Joker is when he is parallel to Batman's power level, when he is a funhouse mirror of exactly what Batman can do. Maybe not one-to-one like hand-to-hand combat, but the things that Joker does are comparable to Batman. And they're in this dance where Joker can cross lines that Batman won't, but even he has lines. Like, the Joker needs to have limits. If you go back and you read the story where Jason fucking dies, right? Lego Joker is the only Joker I care. Lego Joker is his like Lego Joker and Lego Batman are their own conversations. They are so good. I don't think trying to compare comic or game or movie Batman to Lego will ever be constructive. Little bit of Lego humor there for you. You see, Legos are made of bricks and you construct things with them. So, yeah, no, their story arc is completely different in a way that I love. I love the Lego Batman movie. I've never seen another Batman movie. Unironically, Batman the Animated Series, Batman the Mask of the Phantasm, oof. That's a good fucking movie. Holy shit. Mask of Phantasm is so fucking good. Ah! Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, no. So like, the Joker can cross lines that Batman can't, and he wants to push Batman over that line. He wants Batman to choose to be as bad as he is. That's the joke. The humor for him isn't in forcing Batman, isn't in putting how do I word this? He wants Batman to break his own moral code. And he wants to do it by pushing the limit without going too far. A Joker that just kills indiscriminately, that's not funny. That's just logical. If Batman kills that Joker, then yeah, that's what Batman would do. The Joker is at his best when he is on evil level with Batman, but is fully capable. They are both fully capable of going where they cannot return from, and Joker wants Batman to choose to go there. That's my favorite version of them. When Joker killed Jason, right? He beats Jason within an inch of his life with a fucking crowbar. It is, at that point in DC Comics, the most brutal thing the Joker has ever done. And immediately after he does it, Joker says out loud, "Oh no, Batman can never know I did this." The Joker crossed a line by murdering Batman's Robin, and he knew it immediately. The only reason that Joker actually kills Jason in an explosion is to hide the evidence, because he knows that if Batman ever finds out that it was the Joker that murdered his Robin, that's it. That's game over. The cape wouldn't even be it. Like the game would be done. Batman would just murder the Joker, and that wouldn't be funny. That's not part of the game. Joker crossed the line, so Batman's gonna cross the line. He doesn't want that. He wants Batman to break naturally. That's why The Killing Joke is the best and also the worst Batman story, right? Joker ups the ante. The things he does are cruel and disturbing and gross and terrifying in the context of DC Comics at that time, but all of it is just to push Batman over the edge. He doesn't kill Gordon. He doesn't kill Batgirl. But he gets so tantalizingly close that it would be completely logical for Batman to just throw up his hands and say, fuck it, I'm done, and break his own code. But Batman doesn't. And that's the joke. Batman doesn't. That's what makes it a good Batman story. But of course, what everyone took away from that was, oh, the Joker should be edgy and dark and should be willing to kill. And it's like, no, you guys don't get it. You guys don't get it. Wow, I have a lot of thoughts on Batman, apparently. I just resurfaced from that fugue state, and I'm now sitting here realizing that I am hungry and thirsty. I just realized that I have ranted myself into a stupor. Apparently, placing cobblestone. What a sentence to come back to. Hi, Aya. Hi. Do you guys mind if I go get a bagel real quick? I think I get a bagel. I think I gotta get... Okay. Thank you for the hydrate. Let me just kind of... Delicious. Do you mind if I literally go get a bagel? Okay, chat. Vote on this for me. Do I get a pumpkin bagel with butter, or do I get a bagel with pumpkin butter? Because believe it or not, those are my options right now. I kind of went a little crazy on the pumpkin-themed foods. I have both pumpkin bagels and regular bagels, as well as regular butter and pumpkin butter. Pumpkin bagel with butter says Aya. Pumpkin bagel with butter and cinnamon sugar. Fuck yeah. All right, we're gonna go on break real quick. I'm gonna go get my, I'm actually gonna log out of the server so I don't get eaten by anything. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get food. Let's see here. What is 5 minutes from now? Let's see here. Hold on. Not at 2:15 p.m. At 11:15 a.m. ET. Okay, I'll be right back. Ooh, cinnamon sugar. I gotta refill my water, and I'll be right back. Hold on. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Remind me when I finish this bagel, right? I need you to remind me to go release Meatloaf. He is currently locked up in the other room and not happy about it, but he can and will cause problems while I eat. New issue. How do I play Minecraft while eating a bagel? I need at least 3 hands. I don't have that many. So maybe we just sit here and you listen to me chew? No, that's gross. Let me just mute the mic for a second. I'll be right back. Okay. The bagel has been eaten, and the meatloaf has been relit-loafed. All right, let's get back into the server and get back into the game. Thank you for allowing me that moment of reprieve. Ooh, pardon me. It was, in fact, delicious. And also, while I was waiting for the toast to pop, I popped into my big can. Oh, Sono's online. Let me see here. Let me switch to open and streaming. Good. And okay, everything's on. Fantastic. We bought our Christmas can of popcorn, as one does. So I have popped open the caramel corn specifically. I love the caramel covered popcorn. Ooh, so good. My wife is okay on it. And luckily, it's a can of popcorn where the 3 different flavors are all individually bagged, which means that the cheddar and butter popcorn won't go bad before we can finish eating it. Normally, I open it up, indulge myself on the caramel corn, get too full to eat the others, and then we throw it out before we even get to it. But this year, we're gonna eat the whole damn thing, baby. Bag by bag. And you know what? To even get a little crazier, we might get some kind of topping to put on the butter popcorn when we open it up, you know? Just kind of customize it a little. Have it your way. Give it the old BK treatment, you know? You get the caramel cheddar mix. Yeah. You don't get the try. Well, the thing is, we buy the popcorn Tims primarily for the tins. We usually use them as decoration every year. So decoration and storage. All of our Christmas ornaments are currently in cleaned out popcorn tins. They're just cute, okay? They're just cute. Have to have them. All right. What can we talk about that will get me going as strongly as, I guess, DC superheroes? Jeez. Nah, my dad has a popcorn popper. Oh, I see. Well, of course, anything you pop at home is better than canned. Especially when it comes to snacks like that. Prince Raglan Chicken, can you please? Please. Just like the real Raglan, a thorn in my side. A minor inconvenience. How come Bruce gets all the kids and Superman only gets one? You say that, but like last year, he adopted twins. Last year, the super family expanded. Let me think. So, as far as I'm aware, the current super family consists of Clark Kent, Lois Lane, their son John Kent, a pair of twins they adopted from another alien planet he went to for a while, Connor. I think there's 2 Superboys. There's the clone Superboy, and then there's the original Superboy. I don't really know how that works. But there's the clone Superboy, and then there's the one that wears like a 90s jacket and shades. One of them is a Kryptonian clone. The other one has psychokinetic powers that just mimic Superman's. So the flight and the invulnerability and the strength, it's all him being Silver the Hedgehog in a way that makes him look like Superman, right? So there's 2 Superboys. The original Steel, John Henry, has retired, but his daughter has her own super suit now. So she's a member of the super family. Supergirl, or Kara, from the new 52 universe is there. And Power Girl is there. And she's the Kara from a different universe. but not the different universe that this Clark Kent is from. Because what you need to know is that DC is currently living in the New 52 universe still, right? Turns out the New 52 was an alternate reality where things were retconned and removed, and then they had an event where everyone like remembered what they lost, but they were still a new continuity until some such combined it all back into one. In the interim, the New 52 universe's version of Superman fucking dies. That Superman is dead and never coming back. Okay? The one that made out with Wonder Woman, he's gone. Also, yeah, in the New 52, Superman and Wonder Woman were temporarily a thing. So write that down. However, a mysterious other Superman leading up to the death of that Superman, right? Started showing up and being weirdly cryptic about how he knew these people and he understood what they were going through because he was the Superman from the previous continuity that apparently still exists because DC wanted to have their cake and eat it too. New 52 wasn't doing so hot, so they're like, hey, kids, it's the Superman you all know and love. He's here with the Superman you don't know and don't love. Ain't that great? So when that version of Superman dies, the original Superman, along with his wife and kid, I guess just move to the new continuity to replace him? And they do? Also, the Lois Lane of that universe is also dead conveniently. She's murdered for journalism crimes, apparently. So they just like take over these people's lives. Mind you, their universes are not one-to-one. They're very different, even if like the names and faces are all matched up. So they just kind of insert themselves back in, and then like multiverse nonsense happens, and everything is like neatly compressed into being one universe again. So it's a whole thing. It's a whole fucking thing. And I also there is a Superman in Hong Kong. There is a Superman in Hong Kong. I believe he's native Chinese and just has powers. But he does things in the Asias that Superman does in the Americas. Despite Superman supposedly being a worldwide protector? Question mark? Layer Dawn, praise me. Praise me. I'm going to be entirely honest with you, Tegan. You say poor Diana? New 52 Wonder Woman didn't fucking need Clark Kent. New 52 Wonder Woman did not need no man. And putting her with Superman did more for Superman's character than it did for Wonder Woman's character. Okay? Listen, I shipped Bruce and Diana back in the...
Hold on, I missed my cue. I was supposed to read off this ad copy ages ago.
Really?
Raid Shadow Legends will want their money back now. To offset this devastating loss to the channel, I'll shill something else and hope we break even. Ahem. Are you enjoying the comfy vibes of our farmhand community? Good. We've hooked you parasocially, now we just have to reel you in. If you join our Discord server, everybody will yell yee-haw and jangle cowbells at you. I'm told this is meant to be a perk, but honestly, it sounds horrific. Subs, patrons, and donators at the $5 level or higher have access to an exclusive channel to see works in progress before anyone else.
Thank you, Hanbert. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. Yeah, no, I shipped Diana and Bruce from Justice League. Right, from the animated series universe, from the what is it? From the Timverse, right? That was a good relationship where both Bruce and Diana had things to offer each other. In the New 52, it was entirely just for the shock value of saying that Superman wasn't dating Lois Lane and he was dating an Amazon who was super hot. Like that's all it was. It was a marketing thing. It wasn't even well written. It could have been interesting because Wonder Woman and Superman have very different ideals for handling the ills of the world. They have very different ideals because of their individual upbringing. The Wonder Woman of the New 52, and this is a positive change to Diana, I think, leans much more heavily into the Greek mythology, into her demigoddess status. They should have a solid relationship arc if it's going to happen. They won't. That's the thing. They won't. They simply will not. So the New 52, the premise of the New 52 is that all of the stories you remembered, for some, okay, so it moved the timeline up so that in air quotes modern day, Superman is just getting started, or he's been a thing in the last year, but people know who Superman is, but some people still believe it's a hoax. He hasn't really become the protector of the world who's fully accepted. However, they wanted to have their cake and eat it too, so all of those Batman stories you vaguely remember, yeah, those all happened in the last 5 years. So Bruce becomes Batman 5 years ago. He adopts Dick Grayson shortly after. He and Dick Grayson get on the outs, so Dick goes off to become Nightwing in like a 2-year time span. Tim Drake is hired on as Robin after Jason dies, because Jason lasts maybe a week. Like, it just compresses the entire time frame down to happen in the last 5 years. So all of the characters and all of their traumas, Damian, the Al Ghuls, all of that is there in the New 52 when Superman is just fucking starting out. It's completely wild. So Diana is still on her quest to like save the world of man from itself when Superman is trying to get his bearings, but Batman is an established vigilante and the Green Lantern Corps are only just now establishing a presence on Earth. All of these things are happening at once because it's a fresh new start. But instead of allowing the characters to be reverted back to the beginning of their stories and then retell those stories in an interesting way, they try to have their cake and eat it too by keeping Batman as you know him, but everyone else starts over. So where Superman is at in his arc of accepting himself as an other, but still doing what needs to be done because he believes in humanity, while Diana is still trying to save the good, air quotes, the good ones, while dealing with a whole bunch of demigod nonsense. It was not the right point for them to be in a relationship. And like you said, if they had a full relationship arc, that would be fine, but it was only ever for the shock value. So nothing about the relationship does any, well, at least in what I read. I haven't read all of the New 52, so maybe near the end that changes, but it barely matters, because then they just kill off the New 52 Superman. They just kill him. He's dead. And they replace him with the original. So, well, not the original. Because the original Superman... God. I have to talk about Crisis on Infinite Earths now, don't I? Fucking hell. So the Superman that is now the Superman in the main DC universe, right? After the New 52 shit happens and retcons everything, but then is revealed to not be a retcon really, but a villain plot to make an Earth that was easier to take over by reversing all of its protectors to earlier stages. But also the previous timeline exists in its own dimension that can be traveled to and from. So that universe is actually what happened after the first multiverse was destroyed. Crisis on Infinite Earths established that all the different, like, canons that DC was making comics for existed in a multiverse and had a massive crossover where all of those multiverses were destroyed and then reconstructed into a single universe. It was the first big multiversal crossover. And that's fine. But then it sold like gangbusters, so they did it again. So they retconned a bit of... So the first multiverse erased all those universes and then kind of like established a brand new universe that had all the parts of those universes together. But then they had to do another multiverse event where it's revealed, actually, because of some weird shit in the previous crossover, the original 1940s Superman and Lois Clark have been having their happily ever after in a pocket dimension this whole time. So that when there's a new threat going to erase the new universe, both the then modern Superman and the original Golden Age Superman can have a bit of a crossover to stop it all from being destroyed forever. And they're like, at the end of that story, I don't think they die. I'm pretty certain that Golden Age Superman still, air quotes, exists somewhere. So now, in the New 52, they kill off what is now essentially the third main Superman in their multiversal whatevers. The 90s Superman, who was the one that crossed over in that last multiversal event, is now that universe's Superman. And I guess the Golden Age Superman is fucking off with his wife and kids somewhere? I don't know. I don't fucking know. Comics are fucking weird, man. Comics are fucking weird. I love them, but oh my god. I hope his jaw is the squarest of all. Not as square as the Frank Miller Superman. There's limits, but in my recollection, it is pretty damn square. It is pretty damn square. God damn. Anyway. How did I get on this topic? Oh, you Tegan was like, how come Batman gets all the kids and Superman only has one? Well, like a responsible parent, Superman only has enough kids that he can handle. And also, yeah, Bruce keeps getting kids, but he also keeps losing them. Dick literally, like, disowned Bruce for a hot minute. Then Jason died. And then Tim volunteered to be Robin, and Bruce never offered to adopt him. Not once. Not once. Technically, Bruce has adopted Cassandra Cain. I don't know if the adoption itself was walked back, but in the DC comics before... Okay, attractively square, not a Minecraft block. LOL! LMAO. So Cassandra Cain is officially his kid. I don't think he's adopted... Has he adopted Duke? I don't know if he's adopted Duke or not. I know the least about Signal, who is one of the newest members of the Bat family. He is the daytime Gotham superhero, and the first actual meta to be on the Bat family team, which is pretty cool. I don't know a whole bunch about him, other than he's in college. That's kind of it. Let me think. Oh gods, Batman is the male version of a cat lady in the worst way. Yeah. To be fair, he adopted Cassandra before he knew Damian was even a thing, right? So at that point, he had one estranged adult son, one dead son, a teenager that he works with who is explicitly not his son, and then he adopted a daughter who needed a home because her assassin parents were like, "You're not evil enough for us. Go away." I actually don't know what Cassandra was doing when he adopted Duke. I wasn't reading comics during that. He just kind of showed up. And then, of course, the whole Damian thing happened where Talia al Ghul was like, "Surprise! I've kept a secret child from you to use as leverage because I'm a ninja and evil." And then Damian is like, "Hi, Dad. I'm a ninja and evil like my mom. Why aren't you as cool as I thought you were? What's all this about not killing? This is my ninja way, Father." So then Damian was there. He has not adopted Spoiler. Spoiler is Tim Drake's ex, who got into vigilanteism and is just kind of like in their circle. Like, she knows who everyone is and everyone knows her, so she helps out because they all have the same goal of not letting Gotham fucking explode. So she's technically family, but only by, you know, exes, which is weird, but okay. Actually, I'm pretty sure Tim Drake, they're like, yeah, she can hang, I guess. And then don't get me started on whatever fucking Catwoman is supposed to be. The New 52, all right, the New 52 was the wettest meow meow of a Bruce Wayne I've ever met. And the worst part is that it bled over into Batman's persona. Thank you for the lurk.
Thanks for the lurk, Kamengo Tavern. There's fresh hay bales in the back if you need a seat.
Go off to work. Enjoy yourself a lurk. I'm gonna be here talking about Batman. The New 52, the majority of the New 52's runtime before they realized, oh shit, people don't like this. We have to rebrand quickly. There was an entire arc where Bruce Wayne proposes to Selina Kyle and she accepts. But then there's this massive conspiracy to like fuck over Batman by making him think that if he marries Selina Kyle, it will somehow prevent, oh lol, before I go, I want to say, imagine trying to steal the goodwill of one of the best comic series of all time. What comic series was that? Hit me with it, Hurricane. Hit me with one last hot take before you disappear into the ether. Anyway. Oh, 52. Yeah. First run of New 52 Flash stuff was great. Honestly, yeah. The Flash was pretty damn good. Until they completely fucking hijacked Flashpoint. Or was it before that? No, Flashpoint was their excuse for New 52. That's right. Flashpoint was their excuse for New 52. God. Flashpoint was such a good story until it very much wasn't. Fucking hell. What was I talking about? I've forgotten. Oh, yeah. No. Selina Kyle is treated more of like an adjacent Batman hero now than anything, which really kind of ruins the tension between them of the will they, won't they? Like, I knew it couldn't go on forever, but it's pretty obvious to anyone with a set of eyes that Selina and Bruce are the worst for each other. And instead of having a messy relationship, the comics just keep trying to bring her in as one of their vigilante besties. And it's like, no. God damn it, no. Like, let her do some good stuff occasionally, sure, but fucking hell. Flash is my favorite superhero, but I've not read any since New 52 Flash went a bit downhill. I should catch up. You've read every Flash comic since Showcase number 8 in the 50s. Flash is a cool character. I like the Flash. I don't really have anything else to add to that. I just unironically like the Flash. Not enough to have a massive rant about him, but, you know, enough. Alright. Bed. There we go. It may not surprise you to learn that the super speed is my fave hero power. Yeah? Yeah? Is that true? Is that a fact? I never could have guessed. I never could have guessed. Anyway. I'm gonna end up rewriting Swing after all this. Bye, Hurricane.
Who are you people?
Oh, I didn't...
Thanks for the lurk, Captain Hurricane. Make sure to wave when you need to head out.
Thank you. I'm gonna end up rewriting Swing after this, most likely. God. Turns out I have thoughts on superheroes. Who knew? Just add a book expansion. That's what Boomer's doing, apparently. Yeah, I'm thinking. The problem is, in TTRPG contexts, right? Superheroes are about impossible feats but those feats reflect or comment on the issues the characters under the mask are having. Like that's a very broad strokes way of describing superhero comics, right? But I feel like that's probably the most inclusive way of describing it, right? The superhero stuff, the actual like doing the martial arts and fighting guys, is the spectacle, but it's not the heart of the stories. It's the suspense of how will they accomplish X when they are facing Y, right? When you're writing a TTRPG, most or all of your mechanics are about the action, are about the adventure, are about the punching the guys. So far too often, I'll read superhero TTRPGs which are just about doing the super stuff, because that's what's mechanically interesting. The philosophical discussion of why a superhero is a superhero or does what they do is not something that can be necessarily easily replicated in a TTRPG space. It's very much the, it's very much how, like, you're gonna shoot me for saying this, in D&D, right? A lot of people give credit to D&D for being a game for instilling roleplay, but the mechanics are just about vague medieval violence. And that's nothing inherently wrong with that. You're a combat engine. That's what it is. But unless you write a game, when you write a game for a genre that is meant to be about the internal struggle of these individuals, externalized via their superheroics, but the book in front of you is just about how to roll dice to make superheroics happen, something gets lost along the way. Like, there's a misunderstanding. But also, that misunderstanding is what a lot of people just have as an understanding of superhero media. They just want to see WoW Cool Robot. So when there are adaptations like movies and TTRPGs that only do the WoW Cool Robot stuff, they don't notice anything's wrong, and there's no real wrong way to consume media, but there is absolutely a way to consume media in which you miss the fucking point. And trying to show off the fucking point tends to get you yelled at. Yeah. Technically speaking, Tegan, all of Swing was heavily inspired by my thoughts and feelings on the Bat Fam. Technically speaking, although it is visibly Spider-Man themed, Batman was definitely on my mind. Batman, Spider-Man, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were what were the primary inspirations for Swing. So I don't really know what else I could add. Probably just more in-depth mechanics, more levers for players to pull to have better control of when and if superpowered nonsense happens as a result of their internal dialogue. But I don't know. See, the thing is, right, I could add more content to Swing. I could give people a reason to give me more money, but I really feel like Swing is simple enough that it stands entirely on its own. You don't really need much more, and if you desire something else from the table, it's gonna be in the roleplay, not in the mechanics. It's a fucking Caltrop core system, for crying out loud. Like, there's not much to it. And I say that with love, for Caltrop core specifically. There's not much to it. Therefore, there's no reason for you to make it more complicated than it already is. I guess the one thing that I really could shore up is the take a breather system. Where I low-key introduce health points, but not really. As well as a way to regain health points after you've been knocked out of a fight. I could definitely shore that up, but then that's hardly worth a full expansion. That just requires me to make a new version of the PDF. A setting guide would be interesting, specifically meant for Caltrop Core, for Swing. If I make an official setting and roster of characters that take place in my preferred universe, I could imply a lot of things about how I feel supers should be written that way. But in my experience, setting guides don't really do that well unless it's a really fleshed out setting that people have a reason to be interested in. Actually, this goes back to Lego. So I have joined a couple of Discord servers recently for different Lego focuses, right? I've joined a Lego Castle Discord. I've joined a Discord server about a shut down Lego MMO they had a bit back, right? Just doing some research, just talking to more people in the Lego spheres. And one of the things that's come up in the castle one specifically is there are a lot of people who collect Lego castle pieces to make their own worlds. They make like D&D style maps. They have all the factions. They have a bunch of named characters. They put out custom shields and suits for them. And they make all this lore about their castle world. Others will just take the established castle factions and try to rationalize how they would all exist in the same universe and what their interactions would be, like playing with toys, which is really fun and really cute. However, some of those people are YouTubers, and so they'll do videos talking about their journeys, customizing their Lego factions, and sharing their lore. Some people in those Discord groups have expressed the desire to do something similar because they've written some lore they're really proud of, and they want to know how to share that with other people. And I commented at one point something along the lines of, you have to make people care, right? The best writing advice that my college professor ever gave me was writing a big WC in red pen. That stands for who cares. Not meanly, but like, what is the point? What did the reader gain from experiencing the thing that you wrote? Was it educational? Was it emotionally cathartic? Did they learn something new? Did it, like, what was the pull that made the time spent reading the thing you wrote worth the reader's while? Who cares? And if the only person who cares is you, then you may need to you need to ask if that is the medium in which you should be making whatever it is you're making. So my advice to them was to figure out what your angle is. Like, are you trying to show people how you do customization with the intent of them replicating your process? Are you telling them a story with the intent of getting them invested? If you can't just say, I've written paragraphs and paragraphs of lore, if you don't give them a reason to care about that lore. It's nice that you've made a castle, and this is the name of the king, and that's the name of the queen, and they took it over from this guy. Unless there is a reason to be invested in the world you've created, telling people your lore is going to be a zero-sum game for them. Like, they won't have gained anything from listening to your lore, no matter how cool it is. But if you hook them on a story, say you're telling the story of a specific minifig, and you drop information about the setting, you drop lore bits into the story in a way that isn't just you, like, yelling at them about it for 20 minutes, then that'll give them a reason to be invested. If they say, maybe you make it a brick film, maybe you 2D animate, or do like D&D story time, right? Like, I don't give a shit. I did not give a shit about the Pathfinder game that what is it? Not Jello Squiggles. The Fool's Gold campaign with Sips the monkey. Like, I didn't care about the setting that their DM Felix made because I had no context for why I should care about that setting until I was being told a story about the shenanigans they got up to. Then, as they were sharing more and more about the world, it got into the endgame stuff, and I'm like, okay, well, now I'm invested. I remember the casino they burned down. I remember the king that turned into a bear. Those individual stories were funny, and I enjoyed listening to them, but now I have context for the greater scheme of things, so now world lore is interesting to me. If they had just started out with saying, so there's this race of people called the Reclaimers, and like all this other stuff, like I would not have watched hours of this individual's YouTube videos about their personal D&D campaign. So when getting back around to TTRPG stuff, when making settings, you need to give that person a point of investment and a reason to care. Like the Neverland and Oz books I have, right? My investment in those is specifically the fact that they're established IP with lore that I already vaguely know of, and these books are this individual's idea of what it looks like. That's my point of investment. Someone else already wrote a book, and now I'm invested, right? The Critical Role setting guide for 5th edition, right? There's like 3 of them at this point, I think. If Wizards of the Coast had just released that without Critical Role, I mean, obviously this is in a universe where Critical Role wasn't like paramount to 5e success, but if they had released those setting guides without Critical Role having first done hours of content telling stories in that setting and giving an audience a reason to care, people probably wouldn't have bought the book. D&D does sell setting guides, but it's usually with the caveat of either it being a setting for something that the audience already was attached to from previous D&D versions, or it's because that setting promises mechanics that can be used in any game. So then the investment is in how am I taking what's in this book to use it for what I'm working with and trying to convince them to run in that setting while they're there. Saltmarsh was very much this. Saltmarsh promised sailing rules, and then the sailing rules were kind of shit, but that's neither here nor there. It's the point of investment. Just saying, actually, this is very much why the original setting book to the guide to the Sword Coast that 5e released early in 5e's life cycle is universally panned as the worst one. Because it's just a whole bunch of lore. I mean, there's some mechanics, but nothing too far away from what's already in the main core rulebooks. Like, nothing wild. It was early days for 5e, for crying out loud. But it's mostly just lore about this place that no one who's just joined with 5e would care or know anything about. Like, yeah, Neverwinter's here, and Neverwinter's a big city. Why? The book doesn't go into enough detail for fans of Neverwinter to like feel a connection to it, and people who don't know what Neverwinter is, like there's nothing there. There's no story to be told. There's no point of investment for that setting guide. So making a superhero setting guide, even with the intention of expanding on Swing's success, which I do feel that Swing has been relatively successful, unless I did something else to really make it stick and make it worth people's while, I might as well just put a big slapping who cares on top of it. Does that make sense? Honestly, if I'm going to do anything with Swing, it should be to pay someone to make custom art so I can actually make the PDF look decent. I got a 4-star review of Swing where they said the game was great, but there was next to nothing in the PDF. The game was functional. 4 stars. It looks like shit. So if anything, I ought to spend a little time and effort polishing that. You know what? Let me actually look real quick. How many downloads has Swing had? Let me show you. Let me pull up the number of how many lifetime. Hello? Ooh, that is a tempting offer, eBay, but I'm currently busy. Let me pull up my itch.io page, and let's see here. So itch.io. Go back to my dashboard. Pull up the metrics on Swing, the analytics. Swing has been downloaded 1,349 times. 1,349 times. Now, this is not the number of sales. Over all those downloads, I've made a total of $46 and nice 69 cents. However, that is significant. That is a large. If this were a book on sale, I'm pretty certain that would put it on some kind of bestsellers list. I actually think 500 sales gets you on a New York Times bestsellers list because of how bad book sales just are. It's 500 sales within a time span, mind. But yeah. And that's of course ignoring that some people will have multiple downloads because they'll download the PDF, lose it, get rid of it, realize, you know what, I want to read that again and download it again. Yeah, no, the number is like ridiculously small. The number, the air quotes bestsellers list is not like this person sold a ridiculous amount of books. It was this person sold not an eye-popping, but a eyebrow-raising number of books, asterisks, in like a couple of months' time. That's the metric. It doesn't actually terribly mean much of anything. The world of publishing is fucking wild. That's why the launch is so important. It really is. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because the thing is, if they can meet that metric, it doesn't matter if everyone realizes the book is shit. Finish a layer, praise me! It doesn't matter if the sales immediately drop off. For the rest of the life of that book, it can legally say that it was a New York Times bestseller, which will convince people to pick it up later down the line. It's all marketing. As always, it's all marketing. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Great work on that layer, Papa.
Aw, thanks, Henbert. I laid every stone by hand. It's handcrafted and homegrown. This giant cobblestone cube is. And soon we shall worship it. Homegrown? What are you feeding it? Chickens, apparently. Right. Oops. That's what's happening. Got it. Wait. Yeah? Yeah, what's up, Rocky? What's going on? What's happening? You're that close to the top. Yeah! Look how close we are. Once we actually, we are 3 layers away from 69%. Once we finish this layer, it will be 69% done. We are so tantalizingly close. It's unreal. I am very proud of us and what we have managed to accomplish. Literally, we started at the bottom, and now we're here. We're gonna have so many critters to sacrifice. We are! We really, really are. The thing is, the moment I finish this, I have to then work on a flying machine door for the sacrificial ball pit. God. Also, even once I finish the cube, I'm not done mining cobble, because then I have to get a whole bunch of stone to like do the lava pillars on the side. I have to finish the bridge up and over. We're still a long ways away, but we'll move away from basic building the cube to decorating the cube, which I think is a very important distinction. in my personal opinion. Very, 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 very important. I don't know if we'll get to layer 69 today. We technically only have an hour of stream left. But the fact that we got this close means a lot to me. I'm really excited. I'm really excited that we have gotten this far in this amount of time. God give me grace. All right. So there's that. Let's grab a few more handfuls of cob. There we are. That's empty. We still have 2 double chests worth of stone. So, like, we're doing good. All things considered, we're doing great. Oh, it's actually almost bedtime. Let's take care of this real quick. Go to sleep. Big stretch. Oof. Okay. Oh, look, they're all up on the wall. Oh, no. They all keep going up and up. They're all just up on the wall. Oh, my. I'm going to have to do something about that. Don't quite know what, though. Don't quite know what. All right. Let's continue. Let's continue on. Take a photo? Nah, it's fine. Make it an album cover. Oh my god. The sky is Weezer blue. It'll be so tough, gotta. Chickens on the wall. Rocky is correct. I don't think I actually legally could do that, but, you know. All right. Let's see here. What else can I talk about? The Wild West TTRPG that I've been working on is basically done. Well, like, the written draft of it. I'm currently looking through public domain art, trying to see what I can use to pretty it up. But the game itself is essentially done. It's just a matter of sorting the information into pleasing-looking organizational standards and adding in some art to make it look funky and fun and worth $5. Part of me kind of wants to put it out as an ash can with a promise of custom art. You have a section for samurai and stuff, right? No samurai. No samurai. None whatsoever. Yeah. The main issue is that I do not currently have the funds to invest in anyone making art, custom art for me. And the more I work on it, the more I like it, and the more I want it to have custom art. You know what I mean? So... it always comes down to cash. Like, at all times, it comes down to cash. I do know what you mean. Yeah. So, like, I could make it good enough But now I'm emotionally invested in its success. So I'm like, no, it has to be better. So scope gets away from me. I am very good at letting scope get away from me. Exhibit A. Thank you. I'm gonna switch music. This is too quiet and chill for me. I also know that. I know you know that, Tegan. Ooh, corn cob. Much better. Much better. All right. Much better. Much more hype. I had a not viral, but I had a Tumblr post that I made start doing the rounds, and it's still getting notes about how there has to be a middle ground between the argument that at your table you should discard whatever rules you don't like, but also if someone sells you a game, the rules they sell you should work as they've sold it to you. You shouldn't need to tear apart a game. Like, obviously, you'll season to taste any game you play. If you play multiple game systems, you'll end up cobbling them together, the stuff you like, to have the experience you want. Like, that's one thing. But far too often, people argue, no, the game is the game, you should play the game. Or, it doesn't matter what the game is, I'm going to season to taste anyway, so I might as well. And it's like, no, there's gotta be a nuanced center here. There's gotta be somewhere that we can say, you know what, yeah, I will do that with my games, because they're my games and I own them. But also maybe, if you're gonna make me spend $60, the book should do what you say it does. Like, that's a conversation that it feels like no one is having. And apparently that resonated with a lot of people. So, I still got it. The old hot take machine ain't down yet. It's not a hot take, it's a fucking loop. I mean, price point is probably where that nuance lives, right? I mean, price point and marketing tactics, right? Like, not just 5e, but pretty much any medieval fantasy game. Right. $60 for a book that you have to cut up is silly, right? But also, like, even if someone sold me a $10 book and promised it would do something, and then you open it up and it doesn't do that thing, that also is like, no. The issue, I find, is that most books that are self-aware enough to only charge $20 for themselves are aware of the limitations of the book they've made, and so they give you what they say they're going to give you. It's when you get to a big corporation that becomes a problem, right? And this has been true as far back as the 90s. Palladium Games were known for selling their books almost exclusively on word count. They would tell you how many pages there were in their upcoming book as a way to get you excited because, oh my gosh, there's so many pages, that must mean there's so much content. And then the actual writing is just like purple fucking prose that goes on forever. Yeah, because Corps can do more and are trying to get away with less. That's very much it. It's all capitalism in the end. It's all capitalism in the end. But even in the Palladium, when Palladium was still, like, actively printing, they would sell you a book saying, we have 300 pages of pirate seafaring content. And then you get that book, and almost all of it is just useless fluff that spans pages doesn't tell you anything gameable. And then the actual gameable concepts aren't new rules. They're just slightly differently flavored versions of existing rules in books you already got. Palladium made a lot of money that way during the 90s. They got a reputation for just being ridiculously wordy. And charging full price. I got lost in my head for a second there, trying to think what my next big topic point would be, but that's pretty much it, just capitalism. It's just capitalism in the end. Yep. The rain is nice. Nice and cool and calming. Anyway. I need to start Cowboy Bebop. I need to watch all of Cowboy Bebop. Specifically, as I have been offered a writing opportunity on a future Kickstarter for See You Space Cowboy. I have never completed Cowboy Bebop, and I really feel like I should be able to say that I've done that before I write for a game that is very heavily inspired by it, you know? Like, I'm pretty certain that I could write a pretty good adventure as it is. But also, I'm the kind of guy who really needs to get, like, in there. You're willing to contribute to the Cowboy Bebop watch. Nice. My research on LEGO Knights Kingdom has gone into kind of, not a weird place, but a pretty damn deep place. I have been looking... I bought a book. I bought a children's book that was sold in the year 2000 that was themed around Knights Kingdom. That was made using what was then, at the time, the pinnacle of computer graphics for it's a comic book made entirely with digital models, which is kind of cool and cute, but also it all looks like shit because it was the year 2000. I also bought the physical game disc for a PC game that was released in 2000 for the Windows 98 operating system. I can't run it on my computer. I actually have got a ROM of it with various tweaks and patches to make it run on modern hardware. But the disc itself is literally just so I can say I physically own the disc. I'm at the point where I'm trying to track down a t-shirt. A single t-shirt was sold for this LEGO theme, right? A children's t-shirt. The problem is, there is only one documented source about it. Just one. It's from a fandom Wikipedia called Brickopedia, where they, to their credit, they have an image of the shirt. They have evidence the shirt exists and is real, but there's no data on when or where it was sold, but where it was available. Was it UK? Was it America? Was it exclusively at the theme parks? Don't know. Don't know anything. I just have a photo of what the shirt looks like, and it's the only photo of it on the entire internet. Like, reverse image searching it, there's no other... it's a tan shirt that has the designs of the characters from this series on it, and that's it. It's not even a cool-looking shirt. And I'm like, I want it. I fucking want it. I need to have it for my collection. I need to own it all. Something that I am planning on picking up in the nearest future for the purposes of my Knights Kingdom 1 collection. In the 2000s, LEGO started this new line of merch called the Construction Writing System, right? They were pens. However, the ink was stored in the lower part, and you built the part that you held in your hands with bricks. So you would have like minifigure heads, beads that had symbols on them, and you would build up the center bits around the ink bits, and that would be your handheld. And they had one for Knights Kingdom, they had one for Adventurers, they had some generic castle ones, they had a couple of them. They weren't very popular. They sold them in Legoland stores and via the catalogs, but they weren't available on like Walmart shelves. They were specialized. So they didn't sell very well, and they stopped them after a time. The problem, really, was that even though the minifigure heads for the pens looked like Lego minifigure heads, they weren't the same. They weren't compatible with the actual Lego brick system. So it wasn't like you could buy one of these pens and then customize it using the bricks you had at home. No, 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 no. You could customize them using the larger than usual size beads, and that was it. Like, if you bought more than one pen, you could mix and match, but that's not really, you know? The good news is that it means I can probably get one of those pens in their original case, sealed, for under $10. The best part about having shit taste is that the stuff you want is usually cheap because no one else wants it. So, you know, I'm happy about that. I'm trying to think what else. There's also like various paper posters that I want to pick up that are currently available on eBay. Nothing too fancy. Mostly just advertisements, really. You know how like children's toys used to include like a mini catalog of everything else available to convince the kid to get their mother to like buy something else for them too? Oh, but mommy, I have this one, but look right here, it has dynamic ninja action. Right. Yeah, Lego in the 2000s was notorious for that. But they usually put it as like a series of mini posters where it would show off one of the sets with some like new artwork as well. So the kid could display it on their wall while also being free marketing for whatever it was they were trying to sell. I'll probably get into this later when I do more Lego-based content, but the 2000s in particular was a really interesting time because it was when Lego first started doing like serious licensed sets. They had worked with Disney before for their Duplo line, but 2000 was when they really hit the ground, well, 99 rather, but 99 and 2000 was when they really hit the ground running with licensed themes like Star Wars and Harry Potter. And the conversion from them making Lego sets that were Star Wars to making Star Wars sets that were Lego was very, very interesting. A lot of the really early Lego Star Wars and Lego Harry Potter sets still have that OG Lego charm because they really hadn't gotten to the point where they realized, oh, replica display models is where the money's at. So there's still a focus on play features and using existing bricks in order to create the shapes they wanted. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Well, to me at least. I don't know if you find it interesting. Choopy, no growling. Alright, I'm gonna scratch my eyeball real quick. My friend works in collectible store, and they have a load of retired Lego sets for like $80. I don't know if that's a good deal or not. It depends on the set. it really depends on the set, right? Because, okay, so the first year of Lego Star Wars, they were Lego sets that just happened to have the Star Wars brand applied to them. So all of the minifigures used the traditional Lego yellow skin. They were built with the blocky blocks. There were new prints, but it was exclusive. By the year 2000, by the second wave of Lego Star Wars, they realized, oh, they don't want Lego sets that are Star Wars. They want Star Wars sets built out of Legos. So they switched over to different molds, more realistic molds, actual skin colors. It was the start of the Lego Fleshies movement, as they're called now. There's flesh-colored Legos for like adaptational scenes, and then there's the regular yellow Lego for any in-house stuff, right? And never the two shall mix. But the original 99 wave was released in limited quantities, and some of the pieces were used for a single set and never again because of that transition. So like, there is a set called Cloud Bespin, right? It's a scene from the second movie where they're on the planet where Han's friend is, Lando Calrissian. And little do they know that Vader got to Lando first and is lying in wait. So it's the scene where they enter the dining hall and Vader is there. And then, of course, later Vader cuts off Luke's hand. Spoilers for Star Wars, by the way, in case you haven't watched that movie that's like 40 years old at this point. God, is Star Wars hitting 50 soon? I don't actually know. Anyway, so Cloud Bespin was like a playset of that location and those scenes in that movie. And in it, there is a Boba Fett figure, right? Now, like, Lando Calrissian's head was reused. It reused the Leia and the Han Solo prints from other sets. Darth Vader was from other sets. But that was the only set Boba Fett was in. And because Cloud City was like one of the more expensive sets, fewer of them were produced. Which means that if you have an authentic Cloud City Bespin Lego Boba Fett figure, you're looking at like a $2,000 piece of plastic. Just the figure. If you have the full set, oh my God. Holy fucking shit. Jesus tap dancing Christ. So who knows? $80 might actually be a good deal for what other people are selling these things on the aftermarket. Who can say? Who can say? I was talking about Knight's Kingdom, though. So I have a bunch of memorabilia that I am trying to collect. One of them is a children's toy foam shield that was released years after Knight's Kingdom was no longer on the market, but reuses the same design as the shields from that theme. And they sold them in Legoland in like 2003, right before they completely reconfigured all of their castle stuff into the new theme, which was also called Knight's Kingdom. So I'm looking at this on eBay and I'm like, do I need a children's toy shield for 40 American dollars? And the answer is yes. I just don't currently have 40 American dollars to spend, so fingers crossed. It's wild because Lego is one of those toy lines where there is a lot of documentation about the ins and outs of how they were made, how they were sold, what the reception was. It is one of those things where there's a lot of data about it. However, then there are some really weird blind spots where it's just like people clearly knew what this meant, but not everyone knows. That information was lost somewhere along the line, and the only evidence you have is people being like, yes, the obscure Lego fact, we all know it. And I'm over here like, I don't know it. Tell me! Someone tell me, please! Case in point, during my eBay researching last night, because I like to look at eBay and just kind of watch things for later, what they don't tell you about things that people don't like on eBay is that when they don't sell, chances are the seller just relists them, just recasts the net. So as long as there's no one else trying to buy the thing you want, you can kind of window shop for as long as you like. So during my search, I found a gold-colored medallion, right? And on it, it says Legoland, California, the King's Treasury Medallion Coin. And the image on it is 2 Lego swords crossed with an imprint of the shield design from Knights Kingdom 1. Now, I look at this and I go, oh, interesting. Legoland, California, the King's Treasury. I wonder what this is. So I start doing some Google foo. I ask around some Discords, and people are like, we have no idea what this is. However, in my research, I found that actually there's a different Lego medallion design for different years, and the King's Treasury is not on all of the medallions. Some of them just have the Legoland California logo. Some of them have the dragon. Some of them are pirate themed. And almost all of them have years attached to them. So like the dragon was 1998. The California was 2006. The King's Treasury was from the year 2000, which is the year that Knights Kingdom released. So I'm like, okay, so there are these medallions on red cords that are meant to be hung around your neck, and they sell them at different Legolands. Surely there should be information on what this means somewhere. Are they just a traditional piece of merchandise you buy in the gift shops? Are they prizes that you win for being there for certain events? Is there an attraction that they are directly tied to? What does it all mean? And nobody knows. There's references to them on forums that date back to like 2001 itself, and it's like, yeah, you know, the Legoland medallions, you know, the medallions from Legoland with a red cord. I'm like, yes, but what is the context, please? I'm going crazy over here. Chances are, it's just something they sell in the gift shops, no different than like Disney does with their pins. But still, you'd think that somewhere someone would have said that out loud. Like, ah, yes, the gift shop medallions. The medallions we buy from the gift shop. Love those medallions. Just, ugh. It's frustrating. And the t-shirt, too. Like, I get that nobody liked Knights Kingdom, but there's so much documentation around merchandise that was available for themes before and after it, and there was an entire piece of clothing where only one surviving image remains on the internet, as far as I'm aware. It's frustrating. Don't even get me started about link rot. If Tegan's still here, Tegan knows what I was posting about on Blue Sky. Tegan and Rocky. I was going crazy trying to use the Wayback Machine to scrape as many files as possible from those old websites, only to find out that they were never archived in the first place. So they are just lost media now, and that makes me sad. That makes me sad. The worst part of it all, the worst part of all of this effort that I'm going into, all of this focus I'm putting on collecting this one Lego set and its merchandise, it's not even that good a Lego set. Like, objectively, it's not that good.
Hey, I know we're all having a fun time doing whatever this is. I don't remember, I zoned out a bit back. But I have a job to do, and the job is to read this ad copy every so often.
Okay.
Them's the rules, sorry. Ahem. Now then, which should I choose this time? How about? Did you know Farmageddon is a TTRPG designer? That's right. You can find the tabletop role-playing games Gadha has written over on his itch.io page. You could become a superhero in the Caltrop Core Hack Swing. Save a princess and collect the 7 magic somethings in What's So Cool About Bing Bing Wahoo. Or, you could get a free lasers and feelings hack based on Super Smash Bros. Or Sonic the
Where's
Hedgehog.
your squeaky toy?
The sky is, well,
Hold on.
not the limit per se, but it's up
You
there.
shouldn't be chewing on that. Where's your squeaker? Where's your squeaker? Hey, where did? Oh, here it is. Hey, Choopy. Oh, you want your squeaker? You want to play with your squeaker? Oh, you do. Oh, you're so excited for your squeaker. Go get it. All right, now what are you chewing on? Oh, don't chew on this, Choopy. That is not for Choops. Choopy. He had a he had one of the little black clicky things that you put on your Switch Joy-Cons, and he was just kind of carrying it in his mouth gently like an egg, just like, this is mine. I'm like, no, that's not yours. I finished a layer. Praise me. Woo! Yeah. Henbert thankfully knocked me out of whatever focus I was on, so let's talk about something else. How, what's the other thing? Okay, so, you want to hear something really fucking cursed? But it gets funny because it involves me and my wife, right? So, my wife uses TikTok a lot more than I do. So she is like aware of who the main character of the day is, and she tells me. Apparently, the new trend, and I don't know what audio it's attached to, is about, it's like showing pictures of when you were happy versus the person who like broke up your home, like who your husband cheated on you with. It's about like shaming the mistresses and the husbands for cheating, right? I always do. Right. So So apparently, someone got really spicy because they did the trend, and the reveal was the person that he cheated on her with, that the OP was cheated on, her husband cheated on her with her mother. And that's already jaw-droppingly spicy enough. But then there's like other stuff. Like the more you think, the more details you hear, the weirder it sounds. Like this individual apparently had like a realistic life, like, yeah, half the time it's their fucking, I don't know. It's absolutely wild. This specific one, more details keep coming out about the mother and like the stuff that she would like do raising OP up. And it's like, oh, this woman is just like not okay. Like this person is not okay. You know how they have those lifelike baby dolls that some people will dote on as though they're real, right? Like that's already fucking wild, okay? This individual had a pair of realistic newborn orangutans. I mean, they were dolls, right? But they were the real-to-life newborns of orangutans. And she dressed them up, and she kept them on her bed, the bed she slept in. And, like, I don't want to shame anyone with hobbies, but there's some hobbies where it's like, okay, you're doing this because it brings you joy, and others, like, there is a psychological need that is not being met, and I should be happy that this gives you that, but somehow, I'm really, really not. So it's absolutely wild. So Jessica is telling me all of this because it's a wild story, and it only gets wilder the more they go into it. I, of course, have my own neuroses, which is whenever I hear a story about someone else's relationship going wrong, my anxiety spikes because my brain says, hey, you know that totally unrealistic and bad thing happening to someone you don't know? And I'll go, yeah, brain, what about it? And my brain says, what if that happened to you? And so that I have to verify with my wife, like, we're good, right? Everything's okay. You're not going to leave me because I can't get pregnant, right? And she's like, no, I'm not going to leave you because you can't get pregnant. I'm like, okay. So this time, I was like, you know what? I'm going to be proactive. Instead of asking my wife if she thinks I have a mistress, I was at no point am I going to ever imply that I'm fucking her mother. Ugh. I said, don't worry, babe. I don't have the time or money to have a mistress. And my wife lowers her phone and says, Gata, you have a mistress. I said, I'm sorry? She says, yeah. Her name is Lego. And his name is Sonic the Hedgehog. And I went, what? That's not, no. And Jessica, who is laying in bed at this point, raises her hands up into the air in like a pseudo cheer and screams to the heavens, I am the other woman! I'm not entirely sure why she did that, but she did. And it was funny. And then we had to have a serious discussion about if she genuinely feels ignored in favor of me, in favor of my Lego collection. She says, no, but whenever I do that thing where I roll over, like, you know, the thing where it's like, I bet he's thinking about other girls. I know you're just thinking about Lego, so it's fine. I'm like, oh, okay, as long as we're on the same page. As long as we're all on the same page. All right, let's drop all this into my inventory. I think it balances out because she gives me a fucking heart attack half the time. One time, I got a text message from her. I told the story before, but I'll tell it again. I got a text message from her that said, I'm sobbing at work. I panic because I know she's been having a really hard time with her coworkers. She's been really stressed out about her job. At that point in time, she was looking for a different place to work. Like it wasn't a good time. So hearing that seeing the notification on my phone that said, I'm sobbing at work. You're not gonna need much more cobble, huh? Oh, no, I'll still need cobble. I still have to decorate the outside of this thing. That requires so much stone. I have to make stone bricks for the supporting lava pillars. I have to do the supports for the bridge. I need to decorate the inside where the sacrificial ball pit is. I still need cobble. I'll take as much cobble as possible. Oh my God, beautiful wife, you can't just say, right? Okay, so I read the notification because I'm at work. I'm just checking my phone screen real quick to see if there's anything that needs my attention. And I am suddenly aware that my wife needs my attention. So I immediately excuse myself and I run out of the building and I pull my phone out of my pocket, ready to like call her directly. And I actually open the text message. Turns out, it was message 2 of 2. The first message she sent was an image, which was a picture of a line from her fucking book she was reading, where one of the characters says something really romantic and slightly horny to his love interest. It's the Chinese gay boys. It's heaven official's blessing. So she sends me a screenshot of this really gay moment in the fictional book she is reading, and then texts me, I am sobbing in the middle of work. So she wasn't upset at her coworkers. She wasn't fired, again, which we won't get into. She was just being very gay about 2 non-existent supernatural boyfriends and decided that that was the message to send to me in order to share that emotion. Oh my God. Beautiful wife, no! I was awake. It certainly woke me up. We laughed about it later, but I literally had to send her a message back and say like, hey, I'm glad your book is good, but please understand what I just experienced. And she went, haha, lol. Haha, lol. Haha, lol. She's lucky she's cute. She's so lucky she's cute. I floated the idea of joining her for her Wednesday night hob watches, and introducing her to Apothecary Diaries. However, my beautiful wife has seen the media that I consume, so she is very skeptical. She's willing to try it, but she watched me watch like 3 different, almost identical isekai back to back to back. So she does not trust my judgment whatsoever. It's why she won't allow me to play songs in the car anymore. She knows what I listen to and does not want that for her. She would rather I keep that nonsense to myself. Which is fair. A little hurtful, but fair. Alright, we are down to the last inventory and a half. Damn. God damn. Well, we only have like 12 minutes left on the stream anyway, so I'll just keep going until we hit the 1 o'clock mark, and then I'll refresh the store in between sessions. If we're lucky, what if what? What if what, Tegan? What if I recommended it to her instead? Honestly, if you posted like images of the manga cover and told her that the anime is airing and she needs to watch it, she'd probably be like, "Oh, okay," and then do that. Just don't tell my wife that I conspired with you. Tegan, beautiful wife has never met you, but she trusts you implicitly, if only for your exhibited ability to wrangle my nonsense on a regular basis. Right? Like, she doesn't need to know you. She just knows that 1, you like me, despite it all, and 2, well, no, that's pretty much it, actually. I can totally do it. All right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, Tegan, my beautiful wife, trusts implicitly. Oh? She trusts me? Aw, yes, absolutely. After all these years, she knows that you are the responsible one. Okay. We are literally on the 68th layer. We are literally on the 68th layer. I don't think we can finish the 68th layer in 10 minutes, unfortunately. So I'm afraid layer 69 is gonna have to be held off till next week. Alas. Alas, the shame. Oh well. Okay. Let's put all of these over here. I am considering something. And I'm gonna float this to you so it's like in video format. So that people can reference it later. Or I can be like, this was the day that I said I wanted to do this, and then gauge how it goes from that point. I think I want to do shorter form early morning streams. So like 9 to noon, like a small 3-hour streams on days where I actually have my day job. 'Cause just streaming on my days off has not really worked out the way I wanted it to, because my days off are so infrequent, or rather they're never the same days. I feel like I'm not able to accomplish what I want to, even though I am streaming for longer. When I worked Friday and had Saturday and Sunday off, I could do 3 longer streams day, and day. So what I'm thinking of doing is maybe moving Haycraft to be the air quotes evening stream on my days off, whereas video game content like Pokemon or the Stardew Valley or yes, the Mario or whatever else I want to do, what was the expectation versus the reality? The expectation was not a very, in hindsight, I should not have expected as much. The main issue is just the time of it, right? Like Tegan, you're very active. When Jun's here, he's very active. But it tends to be a lot of people popping in to say hello and then dipping out because they have a normal person schedule to contend with. And I have not found much of a foreign audience in other time zones that would be around to give me the same sort of interactivity. So doing Haycraft this early is great for talking to like you, Tegan, for doing the podcast bit. But when it comes to interacting with an active chat, having people follow me so that things happen in game, that's just not happening. And I don't think it's going to happen. However, on the flip side, because I don't have consistent days that I stream anymore, it's infrequent which of my regular people are able to come for any given stream. Because normally it's like, oh yeah, no, I'll see some people on Fridays for sure, and they always know that I'm streaming Friday, so they're always there every Friday, right? I don't have that right now. And I didn't find a new audience to not replace, but to pick up the activity that the previous audience can't because their time zones don't allow them to. So, Haycraft moving to whatever the later slot is during my days off feels like the right move. Whereas, not to give too much information out, but I work, my shift is usually 3 p.m. till 10 p.m. So if I go to bed at 11, get up at 8, stream from 9 to 12, I still have a full 2 hours of my day before I have to go into work. It's basically what my old day job used to be, where I would work 8 hours, come home, then stream for 3, but in reverse. It would mean that I would be available more frequently. I don't know if it would replace, how do I word this? I think what I want is to do content that's more watchable via VODs, shorter streams of specific video game content that doesn't really require a lot of audience interaction, means that I'll be more available, but also that I'm not trying to cram everything into the 2 days that I do actually have off. It's just a thought. Panicked for a moment there. Oh, actually. That's my thought process at the moment. I don't know how realistic it is or how it'll shake out, but I want to give it a bit of a try. Because right now, what's been happening is I'll wake up in the morning, I'll try to be creative for a couple of hours, fail, and then go to work and get nothing else done. Until my days off when I stream and get a burst of inspiration because I love streaming. And then, I don't know. Being a content creator with this new job has been interesting. It's an idea worth exploring. I think so too. It also means that if I'm playing a video game, like an RPG or something, for only like 2 hours, 2 or 3 hours, right? Then I can, like, that's more watchable content than this is. Like, Haycraft isn't like, I'm gonna go and watch Gotta mine cobblestone for hours, unless you're there to talk to me while it's happening. Like, I know some people do watch the VODs. I don't fully understand why, but they do. But it's not like this is must-see content. Whereas if it's like, let's say I'm playing Paper Mario, there is a story. We're back to talking about investment again, right? It's something that will progress every stream no matter what, whether you're there or not. And being there doesn't make it less interesting to watch after the fact. So shorter streams during days that I normally would have my day job allows me to accomplish more in terms of producing content without needing to drastically switch my focus from being a Twitch streamer to a YouTuber. And yeah, that's the thought process. Step 9, profit? Question mark? Probably not, but hey. It's reached the point where not only have I verbalized my concerns about being a streamer to my fellow streamer friends, I've said it out loud to my wife. And even she was surprised. She's like, wow. Are you good? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how I am. I still enjoy doing it. But with this day job I have, or night job as it were, I don't know if it's still logistical. The thing is, I could become a late night streamer if my wife also had a night job. It's because I have my beautiful wife that I'm trying to juggle multiple people's schedules. I could become a night bird. I'd probably actually get a larger audience that way. But beautiful wife needs sleep, and I like spending time with my beautiful wife, so I'm not willing to sacrifice my relationship for the chance of becoming a popular Twitch streamer. Thank you very much. You would be so sad if you didn't have time to spend with beautiful wife. Don't do that. No. At no point was I ever implying that was on the table. I'm just like talking about logistically. I could have kept up. How dare beautiful wife have a day job? No, it's not beautiful wife's fault. It's not beautiful wife's fault at all. Beautiful wife worked pure overtime yesterday at new job, right? And she did the math. She knows it's pure overtime because she worked 40 hours on the dot, and her day off was the final day of the pay period, right? So because she took over someone else's shift because they're sick, it's pure overtime, which means that she made, for 8 hours, $27 an hour. Which is fucking wild. Yeah, no, beautiful wife is keeping day job. She is keeping day job. So where she works is a specialist place, right? She works with a specialist. And they have clients come from all over the state and even out of state to have their animals seen. However, because it is a small specialist practice as opposed to a general practice, that means there's a whole bunch of downtime while they're waiting for the next patient to arrive, or on days where they just don't have anybody scheduled because nobody requires their services. So some days she'll go in and they'll watch Disney movies via Disney Plus for 8 hours. And that's the job that she is paid $18 an hour to do. Now, when they're busy, and she does work hard, but like, it's very stop and go as opposed to go for shit pay. So aside from the small amount of work that she did during her shift yesterday, she was paid $27 an hour to watch the Aristocats 3 times. Fucking dream job right there. They purposely put on Disney films that have talking animals in them so that when the humans come in with their sick animal, they feel comforted because there's cute and happy animals on this TV screen in the break room, in the waiting room. So everything's gonna be okay. Aristocats is a personal favorite just because she should be able to stay home and read all the books. I absolutely agree with you. She's actually, like, really behind on her reading list. Not because she's gotten more books, but because work got so busy for a week there that it, like, knocked her out of her regular reading schedule. She's not currently working on any book, and it's a travesty. She also has prevented me from buying her any books for Christmas. Which is, thanks, babe. I thought for sure that would be a slam dunk. Buying you books? Come on. But she said no books. And what else did she say? She said no books, and you're not allowed to buy me candy. She said no books, no candy. And I was like, but Jessica, you love eating candy while reading books. And she goes, I know. The reason why is I already bought her a shit ton of candy from Halloween, and she's barely touched it. Like, she started on it, but it's gonna keep her going well into January. So she's like, don't buy me any Christmas candy. I have enough Halloween candy as it is. And I'm like, oh, okay. So, I have the statuette. I'm not gonna get her the purse that she heavily hinted she wanted, mostly because, and I raised this with her when she pointed it out to me. I'm the one who carries her purse everywhere. So really, technically speaking, she shouldn't be getting a purse that matches her. She should be getting a purse that looks good on me. And she's like, oh, you're right. Oh, you're really right. And then she couldn't even decide if she wanted a purse or a backpack, because, like, the backpack's been working really well. Oh, it is 1:05. I'm going to have to end stream. I got talking about my wife, and it distracted me from what I was doing. Let's do one final circuit around. This is layer 69. Nice. So let's do one circuit around the cube so I can finish telling my story. And then we will send you guys off to someone else. And then I will take a bricky break and come back in an hour or two. Oh, I didn't finish this layer. Oh, I didn't even finish layer 68. Okay. Let's finish layer 68 and then we'll end stream. What time did I say I was playing Stardew tonight? Actually, let me double check real quick. I scheduled stream and then didn't, like, kind of forgot about what I scheduled stream. I just know that I had a very important reasoning for choosing the time that I did. All right, announcements. I said from 2 to 6 is Stardew Valley because my beautiful wife comes home. It's already 1. It might be 3 to 6 because I do have to clean the cat litter box. Oh. Yeah, I gotta clean some litter boxes to take some trash down to the road. So I should probably give myself a good 2 hours to have lunch and then come back and stream. So we'll do Stardew Valley at 3. 3 hours is probably enough to get some decent progress done in the game. I don't need the full 4. All right. Okay. That's okay. Do what you gotta do. Thank you, Tegan. The thing about having 2 streams a day is that it's 2 shots at letting people know that I'm performing. Because like if people miss the initial going live post, or they brush over it, or they're not available, chances are, unless it's an event they really, really want to see, they're not going to think about it 2 hours later and go, oh, I should go see if Gata's streaming. No. What gets their attention is when I go live. So the best way to make people know that I am here is to go live multiple times. But like stopping stream every hour on the hour is just spamming people, and that's how you get them mad at you. So I'm not going to do that because that's morally reprehensible. So instead, having 2 streams, a morning stream and an afternoon stream, means that I have 2 shots at reminding people that I exist and they can come watch me do stuff. And because it's 2 different kinds of activities between the morning and the evening, it warrants the announcement on both without making me... Well, it makes me visible without making me be a pain or annoying. I experimented with like reminder tweets being like, hey, we're still doing this. I'm on a break, but come on in. And that didn't really get anyone. But whenever I say I'm doing something new, oh, that's a new starting point. That's not me coming in. That's not a viewer coming in the middle of something. That's them having a chance to show up at the beginning of something, which is psychologically better, I think. Maybe it's just me trying to psychoanalyze a straw man audience. But that's what my very limited experimentation has taught me. All right. Almost done this section. Ooh, coming down to the wire, actually. I think this is the last of the cobble. Probably for the best that we end stream somewhat soon then. Because I do not think you guys want to see me doing any more cobblestone mining ASMR. Y'all have had enough of that. Those away. That away. Alright, so this hotbar is all I have left for cobblestone. There, put you there. Are you gonna move? Thank you. Thank you, sir. And or madam. Okay. I am... Uh-oh. Everybody's gonna have to log on and help. What do you mean? Help with what? With finishing the cube? No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm almost done, all things considered. Look how close I am to the top. Remember when I first put the wall up and I was like, now we have to fill the whole thing? Remember when I said, oh, it'll be fine. I just need like 3 double chests of cobblestone and then I'll be done. Because I couldn't do math and I was very stupid. We are almost at the end of our journey. Oh, with getting me cobble. Oh, I see. It's fine. Really, 1 or 2 more off-camera mining sessions with my generator will probably be enough to at least fill the cube to the top. The trick will be getting the diamond to finish the core. And once that's done... Alright. So 2 things before we actually head off. I have completed layer 68. Praise me. And with this, we have done one full circuit of layer 69. Nice. All right. So, yeah. We done did it. We're on layer 69 of the cube, and I am going to find someone to shuffle you off to. It's 1 p.m. Somebody we know ought to be streaming at this point. But I'll shuffle you off, and I'll see you guys probably around 3 p.m. Let's see here. Thank you. Thank you. No one who I know is streaming right now. So I'm just going to stop streaming. And I'll see you guys at 3. Have a good night, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.